Everyone, welcome to the Endurance Championship Season 1. We are here in round 1, which is Kyalami. And currently, we've got Paweł Jarzembowski for Forza Italia.pl on provisional pole position. Behind him, Abe Santamo with a 140.5, and then Lucas Peck with a 140.6. And I think instead of actually showing the individual driver names, we should probably show the team names, because that is what counts in this championship, and of course the team names don't work. Anyhow, I have a special guest next to me here as well, Ethan Reed, though I doubt that he is here right now, or he's here in the moment. So we'll see, Let's have a quick rundown through the grid. The Black Panthers, number 2 car, Rodrigo Lara behind the wheel. Currently setting a 141.000. Though he's up on his time. He's going a 2 tenths quicker, which might put him ahead of Andreas Borchers if he keeps up this pace. Also, a little nice thing to show. Look at how many Ferraris we have on the grid. Yeah, the top 3 all Ferraris. From 6 to 11 Ferrari. And, well, the list kind of goes on and on and on. I think we actually calculated how many Ferraris there were, and there was 17 teams with Ferraris. So, yeah, it's not that diverse anymore. We could probably call it just the Ferrari Cup Endurance Championship at this point. But nevertheless, kudos to the ones that are not driving the Ferrari and are getting up there into the top 10, like Philip Ballavender with a 140.862 in the Porsche 992. And, oh, that was a bad time to switch to his car as he slammed straight into the wall. Andreas Borchers also in the BMW set in a 140.9. Pretty good lap time since the BMW has been nerfed quite recently, and it's not so good as it used to be. Alex Baba as well, racing for Paul Street guys. He's in the Porsche 992. Very nice livery, by the way. Andrew Shaw also rocking the pink Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2 livery. Very nice car as well. And behind him, Heo Horman in the McLaren 720S. Eric Gazelle also driving for VGTR Esport. He is in the Porsche 992. So good to see some diversity within our team as well. Ricky Polimeni in the Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2 and Maximilian Reichi in the 992. Marcin Dominski in the Mercedes, and then the bottom 2, the V12 of Kalayan Kosev and Mohamed Irfan in the Audi. Racing for Techno Esports, I think it is. Yeah, it's basically a Ferrari challenge. It is. Not great, but I guess it brings out the equality within drivers. So we'll see how they actually do, because they will be in the same cars, and you can already see how close they are. By the way, for some reason Gilles Aleman is saying here that he's got a 46.9 as his fastest lap time, currently in 7th, but I can assure you that he's got a 41.125. And you can actually see, because the Ferraris are, well, there's only Ferraris on the grid, it is pretty close between the drivers. So 140.2, it is separated by, I'd say, a second all the way down to 8th place. The slowest team right now that have done a valid lap time, it is a 144.1 set by Marcin Domanski. So that is the time that you don't want to be getting if you're not thinking of getting the bottom time. Paweł Jarzembowski still setting those purple lap times here and there, but unable to do much so far. Mohamed Irfan, for a glance there, He was setting purple sectors also, but he's put himself up into 7th place in that Audi. He's rocking a 141.080. And he has gone off the track. And yeah, please do let us know in the chat which team you will be supporting, because there is a lot of different teams. Personally, I will obviously be supporting Abe Santama and Tom Bartels, wherever he is actually. Let's have a look. Tom Bartels also driving for the VGTR Esports. Has he even done a lap time? Yes, there he is. He's in 18th place with a 142.1, and you can see how competitive this grid is, and makes sense why it would be, because there is $100 on the line. P1 will be getting $50 at the end of the championship. P2 will be getting $30, and P3 will be getting $20. So we'll see how they do. Felipe Silveira on a very good lap time over here. From 24th, he bounces right up to 9th place. Very good lap time, 141.1, racing for Odyssey Racing League. Anybody else improving on their lap time? I think Misha Raza was improving for a little bit there. Philip Balavender also improving in the first sector. Paweł Jarzabowski still trying to improve on his 140.2, though I think that is a pretty good lap time. So if he does improve, it will be astonishing. We haven't seen much of his teammate, so we'll see if he can match his lap times too. Philip Balavender still coming through this lap, 1/10 up, coming into the S's. Pretty hard bit to get right, but he gets it nailed right there. Paweł Jarzabowski though, going a 10th quicker though. As I'm just looking, Philip Balavender going 2/10 quicker through the hairpin as the Ferrari lets him by. Now he's free to go through mineshaft. Paweł Jarzabowski sets the quickest lap time of all, 140.1. Will we see a 39 in this qualifying session? We will just have to find out. As Paweł Jarzabowski going 2/10 quicker through the first sector already. Wow. Maybe we will see a 130 as Philip Balavender going a bit wide out of Cheetah. And what will this lap time be now for him? Will he be able to get ahead of Luca Peck? I don't think he will, but he does set his personal best of a 140.72. Go Black Panthers. There we go. Adriano Coutinho going to be cheering on for the Black Panthers, who are currently in 6th place, with Rodrigo Lara setting a 140.9. Let's just scroll through who else is in the Black Panther team. I think it is Douglas Santos in 15th place right now as well. And where is the third one? I know there's 3 of them. Just don't know which one is which. Might have skipped over it. Somebody in the pits. It is somebody who's in the pits. Anyhow, Douglas Santos in 15th place. Rodrigo Lara in 6th place. And another team somewhere in there too. Andrew Shaw going a 10th quicker from his 16th place. He set a 141.6. This might put him up to 15th place if he can just gain that slight little 100th as he comes through the final corner now. Will it be enough to put himself up into 15th place? And it sadly is not, just beaten by 62 thousandths of a second. Micha Raza going a 10th quicker as well through the first couple of corners. An excellent race and transmission to all. Thank you so much. And go 943. Well, where is 943 currently? They are in 10th place. It is Daniel Jodd who is doing the qualifying session so far. He set a 141.18, and his last invalid lap time was actually quicker than his. best lap time, so he knows that he's got something in there, and if he sets that 141.110, he'll be ahead of Felipe Silveira and ahead of Gilles Aleman, who are currently sitting in 8th and 9th. So Daniel Jod has a lot of pressure on his shoulders in order to get this lap in, as the time is ticking down. It's 12 minutes to go until the 8-hour race starts, and there he is, Daniel Jod, just getting that 1/10 up on his last lap. Will he be able to get ahead of Felipe Silveira and Gilles Aleman? Yes, he does, and he even gets ahead of Mohamed Irfan for 7th place. Good job by him. I think that was Mika Raza just now sitting at 141.075. Only 0.03 of a second away from Daniel Jord. That is his personal best, and I think he will be coming back into the pits feeling pretty satisfied. Andrew Shaw also improving on his lap time. It looks like the track is really starting to warm up as Andrew Shaw comes through the final corner now. He's 0.3 up. He will definitely be moving up a couple of positions. Question is, how many will it be? From 16th, he's all the way up to 12th. We're 141.2, and we've also got Felipe Silveira, who's going 0.4 quicker. Jeffrey Backer going a 10th quicker as well, though I think he lost that advantage so far. Who is the closest person improving right now? Jeffrey Backer is improving. 0.2 quicker, 1/10 quicker. Will it be enough to get him ahead of Manuel Los Bichler? I'm not sure it will be, as Manuel is also going quicker on this lap. And Jeffrey Backer sadly having to settle for 22nd for now. Alex Baba going also a 10th quicker, which will put him up at least one position ahead of possibly... Nope, he stops. Okay. Daniel Jord, 0.2 quicker. He just moved up one position, and, well, commentator's curse got him. Gilles Aleman was just crossing the line as well now, and he's going to improve on his lap time and go ahead of Daniel Jord. You see, that is how important those little mistakes are, as now Daniel Jord is finding himself behind Gilles Aleman in 8th place. And Adam Forbes going 0.4 quicker. This is going to be his flying lap time, though I doubt that he'll be able to go ahead of Phil Cryotheos. Still 0.4 up. He still will be able to reinforce that position ahead of Tom Bartels, as Tom Bartels is only 1/10 behind him, and he was improving on that last lap time. Adam Forbes now coming across the line. His last lap time was a 1:42.0. Now it will be a 1:41.7. A great lap time from him. Michael Malajek following closely behind. He's 0.6 up on his lap time. He might be moving ahead of Jeffrey Backer here. We'll see as he comes across the line now. 1:44.0 is his best lap time. Sadly not able to get ahead of Jeffrey Backer. Behind them, Eric Gazelle, sadly for him, he's down in 19th place. Not where I thought he would be, but he is improving on his lap time, which will put him up a couple of positions for sure. He's 5/10 up, he's 6/10 up, coming through the final corner. His last lap time, 1:42.1. He's in 19th place now, and he'll be moving up into 17th place ahead of Adam Forbes and Tom Bartels with a 1:41.6. Maverick is the GOAT. Exactly, I agree with that. Maverick is the absolute GOAT. Wherever he is. I think he's on the team with Tom Bartels. So we'll see a little cameo of him when he is going to be racing. Michael Malajek going a 10th quicker. Adam Forbes also improving on his lap time, though I think he might have just gone a bit slower there through the hairpin. Let's go Odyssey Esports and Odyssey Academy. Exactly. Odyssey Academy right now and Odyssey Racing League. I think Felipe Silveira is driving for them. He's put himself up into 11th place. And Phil Cryotheos in 16th place. Quite weak attendance for the endurance event. Should be twice as much. Well, and considering the fact that there is a $5 entry fee, I think this is a pretty good start for the endurance series. Not a lot of people are enticed to be paying for these events, but hopefully they will be left with a good taste in their mouth and will be coming back to join some of our other events that are going to be paid for. Felipe Silveira was going a tenth quicker just then. Daniel Jord also going 3/10 quicker, which might put himself ahead of not only Gilles Alleman, but also Rodrigo Lara as Felipe Silveira comes into the pits. That is his qualifying lap time over. Gilles Alleman also improving as he saw Daniel Jord improving. He's now also starting to set his faster lap times as he comes through the final corner now. He's 3/10 up in that Ferrari. He did not invalidate that lap time, and he'll be putting himself up from 7th all the way up into 5th with 141.777. A great lap time from him. Paweł Żarabowski, on the other hand, is going a whole 2/10 quicker. He was now, sadly, removing all of that time from himself. And we'll see what he does at the end of this lap time. Daniel Jord going a 10th quicker. This might put himself up ahead of Rodrigo Lara, or maybe even ahead of Ali Raza. But he did just invalidate that lap time, so sadly it will not be, though he would have been ahead of Rodrigo Lara if he just did not invalidate that. Douglas Santos, another Black Panther racer. He is 2/10 up, and he's going from 12th all the way up to 8th place with a 141.0 ahead of Daniel Jord, which is just a terrible, terrible thing for him, as he's just not able to set those lap times. Adam Forbes also going a 141.6. I think just ahead of Tom Bartels. Ali Raza going 3/10 quicker. There's a lot of improvements happening in these closing stages of the qualifying. I think it's a perfect number. Maybe another 5 to 7 cars. That track isn't that way. The track isn't too crowded. Agreed. And actually, 5 teams did sign out of the race today, since there was a bit of a delay due to Kunos updates breaking the 296. And as you can see, that would have been absolutely catastrophic if we had the 296s removed, since there are so many of them. Go Team Techno. Absolutely. Team Techno currently up in 11th place with a 141.0. They're currently in the pits, but they'll be coming out shortly to set their final lap times in this qualifying session. Ali Raza going 4/10 quicker. I said that he was improving, and it's definitely no joke. He's going 5/10 quicker, which might put himself up alongside Paweł Żarabowski ahead of Abe Santoma. Which Abe Santoma has not been able to improve in these past couple of laps. And actually, Ali Raza, if he's able to keep this up, he might even be able to contend for P1. I hope that Kunos isn't lying to me here with the deltas, as he's going 8/10 quicker into the final corner now. Will he be able to jump up into 2nd place, or maybe even to 1st? Ali Raza from 6th. And yeah, that was... Thank you, Kunos. And thank you to this app for ruining the suspense. And it's Lars Breitenstein saying that he's going 32 seconds quicker. I really doubt it. I really do doubt it. Manuel Los Bichler going 5/10 quicker, heading into the mineshaft corner. A weirdly hard corner, because sometimes if you go too wide, you'll have a compromised exit, but if you go too narrow, you might be having a very wide exit and then absolutely destroy the entry into the next corner. But looks like Manuel Loblecher been able to Los Bichler, sorry, been able to hold it pretty nicely through Cheetah. Another easy corner to get wrong. He's going 4/10 quicker into the final corner now, 6/10 quicker. And I think this will put him up at least one position ahead of Pietro Sadi. And yes, it will. A 142.4, a pretty respectable lap time by the 992. But behind him, Pietro Sadi was improving shortly in the Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2. Will he be able to spoil Manuel's time? And I don't think he will. Certainly that lap time was slower. 143.1. Ali Raza yet again showing that he's going 2/10 quicker, but I'm not even sure what to believe anymore. 4/10 quicker, 5/10 quicker through the final corner he goes now. Well, let's see. Kunos, are you lying to me this time from 7th with 140.8, and it is slower again. No, Felipe Silveira able to set his fastest lap time at 141.0. Yeah, whatever's going on with the deltas today, it is not great. It is not great at all. But we are heading towards the final minutes of the qualifying session now, and I think a lot of drivers will be starting to finalize their strategies, get all of it in place, and get their race setups loaded, get their first drivers up and running, ready for the 8 hours of Kyalami. Though there are still some people improving, Petrosati being one of them. Felipe Silveira, I was just stopped looking at him. He's going 2/10 quicker. That might put him up a couple of positions as well. 141.0. He's in 10th place. And he's ahead of both Rodrigo Lara and Douglas Santos with a 140.9. A great lap time by the Odyssey Racing League, yeah, ORL team. And Petrosati going 6/10 quicker. 22nd. He might actually put himself up a couple of positions here. No, he doesn't, but he does improve his lap time. 142.5, still a great effort. Ali Raza, yeah, I don't even think I should be spectating him anymore because it still says that he's going 5/10 quicker, which would put him ahead of Abe Santama. But yeah, I think the delta's just broken on him now, as he did not go quicker, actually 4/10 slower than his personal best. So not able to do a lot there. Stevens Endurance Racing isn't racing it this weekend, but we will be back for the rest of the season. Yes, indeed. And the rest of the season is also going to be a pretty nice indeed. I can tell you right now, the next race will be the... Oh god, I've got the wrong calendar. The 6 hours of Monza, which should be a monumental start and a pretty nice, I think, race of 6 hours. Then it'll be the 12 hours of Spa, a pretty nice race as well around Spa. We've done a 24-hour race there. Now we're going to be doing half the distance. Then it'll be the 8 hours of Silverstone. Then the 6 hours of Bathurst, which will probably be one of the more deadly races. And then the final race of the season will be the 24 hours of Watkins Glen, which will bring out the best in all the drivers. So I think that is about it for most people in the qualifying session. I'm not sure if many will be going quicker. Gilles Alleman is going quicker. He's going 1/10 quicker approximately there. And actually, if he continues this up, he might be able to put himself up into 4th place ahead of Felipe Silveira. By the way, Felipe Silveira up into 4th place that last lap. And yes, he does. And he goes 3rd quickest, actually. Gilles Alleman able to absolutely destroy his past best, and you can see that 1/10 was crucial to get him up from 8th place all the way up into 3rd, which will be a great starting position for his team and himself as well. Anybody else improving as well? Tom Bartels, he is on a flying lap. He's going 3/10 quicker, which might put himself up at least 1 position, maybe even 2, as he comes through the final corner now. A pretty easy corner to get wrong. And will he invalidate this lap time? No, he won't. This is his final lap time in order to get ahead of Adam Forbes. And, well, just was not meant to be. Sadly, a whole 10th slower than the likes of Adam Forbes. Anybody else going quicker right now? I'm not sure they are. Who is yet to finish their lap time? Mika Raza. 11th on the grid. Was going a 10th quicker, which will again put him up a couple of positions as well if he's able to carry this on. We'll just see, as he's one of the final people who is actually improving on his lap time to be setting his final lap. I don't know why I just repeated myself there. Let's see. Through the final corner he goes now. Will he be improving on this lap time? I'm not sure he will be. He did have a little moment out of that corner. He's going actually a 10th slower as he crosses the line now. He'll be the final person to set a lap time, and it's not an improvement. He'll have to settle for 11th place. But yeah, look at that. Let's just put the gaps to the... I think that's the position delta, right? Nope, that is not position delta. Nope. There we go. That is exactly what I wanted to see. There you go. The top 13 split by just 1 second. And I think the top 21, the top 20 are split only by 2 seconds. Currently, Pavel Żarkowski, though, he will be feeling quite dominant. He's a whole 2.5 tenths quicker than Abe Santoma, his nearest rival on the grid. Then comes Gilles Alleman in third, who is also quite ahead of Lucas Plek, but from then it is quite close together with Felipe Silveira, Philip Balavender, Daniel Jord, who was able to set his quickest lap time finally, Ali Raza, Rodrigo Lara, Douglas Santos. Actually, I think they'll be starting alongside each other, the two Black Panther teams, and then Mika Raza as well, to be finishing off the top 10. But we'll be going over the proper grid walk as soon as qualifying overtime ends. If you do have any predictions that you have for the race, please do drop them in chat, because we do love to do, and we love to see what you guys come up with. My personal predictions, I think Pavel Żarkowski will probably run away with this lead quite quickly. And though Abe Santoma will be pushing him on, we have seen in the sprint series, that man, he does not give up too easily. He does not give up at all when it comes to racing, especially when there is money on the line. He will be pushing hard and definitely trying to get that lead away from Pavel Żarkowski. We'll see how Pavel's teammate is as well. Have not seen him this qualifying at all, so it looks like Pavel is the quicker driver out of them two. Abe Santoma's teammate for this race is Britt Batiste, who's also a pretty quick driver in the VGTR eSport team. Let's go Odyssey Esports. Indeed, Odyssey Esports. Well, we'll actually run through the grid right now, if I can get it working. That is always the case with this sort of stuff. Right. Here is the grid walk for the race today. Pavel Żarkowski will be starting first. Well, it is a broken grid walk, isn't it? Britt Batiste will be starting second. Well, why is this? Why is this the way it is? Yeah, great one. Nice. Nice, that is exactly what I wanted. Please work. Nope. Okay, well, I guess we'll just go through it manually. Pavel Żarkowski, he's lining up in first place. Alongside him, Britt Batiste in the number 14 car. He is the leading VGTR eSport driver. Then it is Gilles Alleman in third place. Alongside him, Luca Peck, who is the leading driver for the Black Panthers team as well. Felipe Silveira for Odyssey Racing, lining up alongside Camille Taha for Petrol Aficionados. Then it is Daniel Jord, Andreas Borchers, then Adriano Coutinho, also another Black Panther car. Alongside him, his teammate Douglas Santos. Behind them, Mika Raza, then Mohamed Irfan for Team Techno. Andrew Shaw, the row behind them. Alongside him, the Odyssey Racing League Academy team, with Phil Cryotheos taking the star. Behind them, Chico Lentvar. Behind them, Alex Baba. Then Lars Breitenstein, also racing for VGTR Esports, starting in 17th place. Alongside him, Adam Forbes. Then the row behind them, Tom Bartels, the last VGTR Esport car on this grid. Alongside him, Manuel Los Bichler. Behind them, Ricky Polomeni in the Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2, one of the slower cars down the straight. Alongside him, Jeffrey Backer. Then behind them, Michael Malashek and Kolyan Kosev to finish this grid off in the V12, which is a very weird choice, not gonna lie. Very weird choice for this sort of race. As now we can go to Pavel Żarkowski, who'll be taking the start. He'll be taking the lead probably into the first corner. He'll be having the inside line. Yeah, it is a Ferrari challenge, isn't it? Not really much there at all. Right, well, in terms of strategy, what will the drivers do? 1 hour and 10 stint time, limit at least. So everybody will have to come into the pits at least every 1 hour and 10 minutes. Which means that the Ferraris for 296 broken fuel consumption will not be exploited too much in this race, though they will definitely be running with less fuel at the start, but they will have horrible tire wear, as I believe. And then Britt Batiste, one of the more slower drivers in the Britt Batiste will be starting this race. So Abe Santama, not thinking that he can start the race properly, will be looking on and seeing what will happen, as there's already two nice little reports coming in from qualifying. And absolutely, well, we just have to wait as the formation lap starts now, and you can see the top 5 all Ferraris. So we'll see who will be on top, because this will be equal machinery, different setups obviously, different drivers, different type of driving style, different strategies, but same cars, so no excuses in terms of that. And they'll be starting in, I think it is midday. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock in game time. And they'll be heading all the way into the kind of evening night. I'm not sure when the sun sets here. I think it is about 6 p.m. So that is when the horrible, blinding light will be shone upon them as they go up the hill through the first sector. That is where most of the drivers actually complain about the sun just absolutely shining in their eyes. They can't see anything, though I'm not really sure why you could complain about that. You just kind of get used to it. Go Tom and Maverick, indeed. I keep on saying indeed. I really need to stop saying that word. It is getting annoying for myself as well. Tom Bartels and Maverick, or as he is called, Vin Falkenberg, and also Pacholo Tamano and Anthony Camacho all will be racing in this race, so they will only have 2 hours each in order to prove their worth. Is the 296 so good? I haven't bought the DLC. Yeah, I'm using the R35. Yeah, the 296 is absolutely OP. Not can't lie to you there. As you can see by the high amount of people using them. The top 5 all in the Ferrari. 17 teams signed up as the Ferrari 296. It is too stable. It's got broken BOP and it has got a broken fuel consumption. So it is the perfect car if you are a BOP tourist. Go Black Panthers, yes. They'll be starting in 5th place. We'll see where they end up, and hopefully no big crashes happen. I hope I didn't jinx that right now, but the race is about to start as we're going side by side now through Cheetah. Abe Santama. Is it Abe Santama who's starting the race? Or is it Britt? I'm not sure at all. Anyhow, we'll see when the race starts who is starting what. And as they come through the final corner now, Paweł Jarosabowski will be hoping to get a better run on Abe Santama into the first corner. They'll probably be going 4 abreast as the green flags are about to wave. Now, and the first race of the Endurance Championship is on as Paweł Jarosabowski actually gets a pretty good start already ahead of Abe Santama, and Abe Santama not able to do much there. Camel Taha getting caught in the middle of some action. Abe Santame spun around, and there's a massive crash at the start. Black Panther's involved in it as well. I think that is Shields Alaman, and there's just a ton of carnage. That is Abe Santama tumbling all the way down the grid. Daniel Jord able to pick up a ton of positions there. He's up into second place. Andrew Shaw as well. Ricky Polomeni, Shields Alaman was involved in that accident. Mika Raja, and I think like half the grid was involved in that accident. I'm not going to lie. Abe Santama tumbling all the way down to 24th. And in front of him, Adam Forbes and Mohammed Irfan also tumbling a ton of positions. Phil Cryotheos able to take that advantage, but Paweł Jarzbowski now going to be a whole 3 tenths ahead of Daniel Jord. Behind him, though, Andrew Shaw, who will be chasing him down. Ricky Polomeni as well. Gilles Alaman, who's got a ton of damage. Mika Raja got some damage on his car as well. And, well, for the first time ever, we see the 2 Lamborghinis fighting at the top. But we'll see how long it will take them to fall back down the grid. Felipe Silveira will be trying to get that position away from Mika Raja. And I think Felipe Silveira did start 4th. Now he's all the way down in 7th. And he was looking down the inside and did not think of making that move at all. And there is Tom Bartos, who has actually gained a lot of positions from that horrible start. Felipe Silveira will be hoping to get past as quick as possible through Mika Raja. I don't think he's got damage, but I do think he had to avoid a lot of that collision. As Phil Cryotheos now comes into the pits, so does Rodrigo Lara. Abe Santama will be going ahead of all of those guys. P19 to P8 in one corner, yeah. That is really weird, as Felipe Silveira now going down the inside, but Mika Raja not giving that position up too quickly. Now Felipe Silveira down the inside again, and surely he'll be able to make this move stick. Yes, he does. Good job by Felipe Silveira making that one stick. And now behind them, Tom Bartle will be trying to get himself involved in this as he goes down the inside into Sunset. What an overtake this will be if he's able to get this one done. Yes, he does. Tom Bartels up into 7th place through Sunset down the inside, absolutely not caring at all. And that was a great piece of racecraft from him, as Felipe Silveira now getting past Ricky Polomeni as well. Ricky Polomeni struggling for grip, I think. And I think they actually collided. Look at this nice little train, all battling for 6th place. As behind them, also Mika Raja getting chased by Lars Breitenstein. He's had a pretty good start, and now I think he'll be going on his inside through Mineshaft. That Porsche, though, not having a great straight line advantage. And, oh, did he touch him? I don't think he touched him, but that was very close indeed. Tom Bartels also going down the inside of Ricky Polomeni, and I think he made that move stick. Though I think there might have been some contact between them two. I saw a little bounce between the two cars. Gilles Alaman going slowly, not sure what happened to him. Lars Brandenstein will be still trying to hang on to the back of Mika Raja, as Mika Raja tries to make an overtake on Ricky Polomeni. Ricky Polomeni, though, going 14 positions up. He's not supposed to be up there, but he'll be hoping to stay up there for as long as possible, as he'll be earning a ton of points for his team. Lucas Peck now trying to get ahead of Melvin Talborn. And, oh, look at that. Camille Tahar also going on the outside as he cuts in front of the V12, who started last, by the way. Remember that. And now Lucas Peck getting ahead of who's that? Melvin Talborn, indeed. And now he'll be setting his eyes on the back of Camille Taha, who was himself involved in that massive Turn 1 accident. As Lars Breitenstein and Mika Raja make contact, but I don't think it was too bad at all. Lucas Peck still on the back of Camille Taha. Will he be trying to make a move into the next couple of corners? I doubt that he'll be making a move into the S's, though. That will be absolutely amazing stuff by him. The BMW in the background trying to get ahead of Douglas Santos, as his teammate Lucas Peck trying to get ahead of Camille Taha. And Lucas Peck having a bit of a worse entry out of that corner. And what's that? Douglas Santos, I think he made contact with Andreas Borscher as they were coming through that corner. And look at this. This is like a four-way battle. What is that going on? I think that's Abe Santama trying to get through, and he's making contact with Douglas Santos, having to give up that position as well to many cars behind him as he was trying to go around the outside of Andreas Borscher. Abe Santama, as I said, ruthless with his overtakes and not really able to make that one stick. I think that's Melvin Talborn going down a couple of positions. The V12 not handling too well through Cheetah, but Abe Santama, yeah, adding to his damage, as now he'll be setting his eyes on Douglas Santos and Andreas Borscher in order to recover from what he has lost in that start. 17th place, tumbled all the way down from 2nd to 17th. It is not a great start for him at all, as he nearly making contact with Douglas Santos again, and now he'll be following closely in his slipstream. Through Sunset they go now. I doubt that he'll be trying to make an overtake here. He's got a bit of lost traction. Not too much at all. Not critical for him, as he is absolutely breathing on his neck. And oh, that is not the right camera angle at all. On his inside now through the S's. And you can see that he's gaining a lot of time on Douglas Santos. He knows that he needs to be up there fighting with Felipe Silveira and alike, and now he'll be trying to go round the outside off the hairpin on Douglas Santos. Will be able to make this overtake stick. No, he won't, but now he's still hanging around the outside. Douglas Santos trying to squeeze him off the track there a little bit. Through mineshaft they go now. There's a really horrible bump there on the outside, and Abe Santama still hanging round the outside on his inside now through this corner, and now he's officially gone past Douglas Santos for 16th place, and now setting his eyes on Andreas Borscher, who will be his next target in 15th place. Camille Taha on the other side is battling with Chico Lentvar for 11th place, and I think he actually got ahead of him there. Lucas Peck also trying to get ahead of Chico for 12th place, and now he'll be on his inside into the first corner. I think this will be a pretty easy overtake for the Black Panther car, and indeed it will be, setting himself up into 12th place and trying to get ahead of Camille Taha, who he was battling originally. Mika Raja in a bit of a bit of a train here, as he's cornered in from the... Wait, who is that behind him? I'm not sure they were fighting for position. I think they are a lapped car already from that initial collision in the first corner. Mika Raja, though, was setting his eyes on Rico Palameni, who's slowly starting to tumble down the order. Though still doing a very good job indeed, as now Mika Raja going round the outside into the hairpin. I doubt that he'll be able to make an overtake here, but he'll try and get a better exit here out of the hairpin. And, well, I think this is a sealed fate for Ricky Palameni, as that 296 is going to be in his slipstream and is going to be trying to go for an overtake down the inside into the next corner, but he brakes. He does not want to do that there. Round the outside, Mika Raja trying to make that overtake. And now the Black Panther car also trying to get in on this action. I'm not sure they're fighting for position, though. So they'll probably have to let him go and not fight too much. Mika Raja will not be wanting to delay this overtake too much at all, as Michael Malajek is starting to catch up. He's only that one car behind. He's behind the Black Panther car. He's in the Mercedes, so only 1 second behind. Mika Raja will be trying to set an overtake here. Nope. Being a bit too careful, I think. But being a bit too careful is better than being a bit too aggressive. It's Mika Raja continuing on this hunt in the slipstream now, coming through Sunset. And he did gain a couple of tenths there pretty easily, as he goes and takes most of that curb as well. And that Black Panther car not leaving him alone. I'm not sure who that is behind him. I think that is... yeah, no clue. No clue at all who that might be. I can't really see their number either. Oh, but ooh, Mika Raja making a bit of a mistake coming out of that corner. Camille Taha also getting chased by Lucas Peck in the background. Jules Alleman also battling for second place. And we'll actually have a look at this with Daniel Jord. He lost a couple of tenths there, but look, Daniel Jord makes a massive mistake coming out of that corner. And, well, for a second there, I thought Gilles Alaman might be trying to make a move into Cheetah, though that will be really, really not sensible at all. And now Gilles Alaman, considering the fact he does have a lot of damage, so does Daniel Jord. He'll be in his slipstream, and he'll be trying to benefit a lot from it. Down the main straight into the first corner. He's looking to the inside. Might he try and push this overtake on Daniel Jordan? Well, that was a bit too easy, wasn't it? Daniel Jord says, no, I'm not going to let you have this overtake, but Gilles Alaman still able to hang on, even considering the fact that he went super wide into that first corner. We'll go back to this battle with Mika Rajan. Well, as soon as I go back, obviously he is no longer too close. The Black Panther car will be hoping to try and unlap himself from Mika Raja. And he's not going to do it there. We can go to this little train of Douglas Santos, Alex Baba and Abe Santimer. Abe Santimer actually gets ahead of Alex Baba for 15th place. And now he's in an even bigger train with Andreas Borchers and Chico Lindvar, also Michael Malajek and Lucas Peck. And this is all the battle for 10th place over here. Well, mainly battle for 12th, though it will turn into a battle for 10th if they keep on battling up in the front. Abe Santimer is starting to get a bit restless here as he's trying to go around the outside. He's getting squeezed a bit by Andreas Borcher. Andreas Borcher obviously having the right of way here around the outside. Abe Santimer will not be able to get ahead of Andreas Borcher, sorry, into the next corner, but rounding outside, can he do this at all? I don't think he will. Alex Bauer also trying to get really close with Douglas Santos, and now rounding outside, will Abe Santimer will be able to get this overtake done into Cheetah? And I mean, there's a bit of door banging there, but I think mainly that was a pretty good overtake. Andreas Borcher trying to hang it around the outside. Now he's got Alex Bauer behind him, also to try and keep him behind. But Abe Santimer, that was a pretty good overtake into Cheetah around the outside. Yeah, there was a bit of door-to-door banging, but that is how GT racing goes. As Alex Baba and Andreas Borcher both trying to make an overtake. Andreas Borcher now on the inside of Abe Santimer, and so does Alex Baba, both making that overtake on Abe Santimer. Abe Santimer not doing well at all. Big encroachment in the beginning. Well, yeah, that was a massive crash at the beginning indeed, which set a lot of drivers back. And, well, Abe Santimer still trying to get ahead of Alex Baba. He's not had the greatest race start at all. He's been involved in that accident, and now he's got Douglas Santos who's trying to go down his inside, but not able to keep that overtake stick. Now, Abe Santimer, he's even getting a bit feisty. He is flashing his lights at Alex Baba, letting him know that he's there, trying to get him to make some sort of mistake, as ahead of them, Michael Malachek also fighting with Chico Lindvar. And now down the inside, Abe Santimer able to make that overtake. Might he able to get even on Andreas Borcher? Yes, he does. That was a nice double overtake into the hairpin. Absolutely showing what he's made of. And now he's got Michael Malajek in front of them in the Mercedes that he has to dispatch pretty quickly. But unless Andreas Borcher is trying to get that overtake on Abe Santimer, and I think he might be able to get it done into Cheetah. They'll be going alongside again the second lap consecutively, and there was again that contact between Andreas and Abe Santimer. Now he's got Alex Baba and Maximilian Reishi and Douglas Santos all in this massive gaggle fighting for 13th place. Absolutely great racing by the drivers, and able to keep it alongside each other as now Abe Santimer alongside Alex Baba, and behind them Douglas Santos also trying to get in on this battle. Abe Santimer able to still keep ahead, but Alex Baba has the inside line for the next corner, and Abe Santimer will have the inside line for the next corner, and he's flying over those curbs. And well, there's only one person that could be blamed for that, and I hate to say it, the VGTR Esport team car definitely making that collision with Alex Baba. A pretty unfortunate one at that, but I think most of the blame has to be put on Abe Santimer there. You can have a look at the rest of this battle though. Michael Mauger continuing his battle with Andreas Borscher, who's now up into 13th place. And Lucas Peck still trying to get past Camille Taha. Now they make contact! Oh, Lucas Peck. This is exactly what happens. This is exactly what happens when you put money on the line. I think most people will turn so aggressive. There's 8 hours in this race, guys. 8 whole hours. You don't have to be fighting to win in the first 15 minutes. I feel like a whole 2 hours has gone by in the space of 15 minutes here. My voice is about to go. But Felipe Silveira will be trying to catch the back of Andrew Shaw, who's also made a ton of positions. He made 8 positions up, and Felipe Silveira will now be on the inside, and I think that is a job done for Felipe Silveira. And now he's got Daniel Jord in front of him to try and dispatch, and I think Felipe Silveira is now actually, yes, he's up 1 position from where he started. He started in 5th, now he's up into 4th, even with all of that massive turn 1 shenanigans. He's still up that 1 position, and in front of him he's got Daniel Jord with a ton of damage that he has to try and maneuver around. Felipe Silveira on the inside already. He's got that better exit compared to Daniel Jord. They'll be going side by side. No, they won't be going side by side, but he'll definitely be in a slipstream coming out of Mineshaft, and we're even trying to go down the inside into the next corner. I think Daniel Jord knows what's coming to him, and he'll be letting, well, maybe letting him go, maybe just not enough there in order to keep Felipe Silveira behind, and that puts the Odyssey Racing League esport team up into 3rd place, which puts them actually into the prize positions for $20 if they keep this up for the rest of the season. Lucas Peck, his last collision with Camille Taha sent Camille Taha all the way down to 13th place. And he'll be trying to get ahead of Ricky Polomeni here. Tom Bartos getting passed by Lars Breitenstein. It is the 2 VGTR esport teams letting each other by, I think. Lars Breitenstein being the quicker driver by about a couple of hundreds or maybe a couple tenths. 15 seconds of damage at the beginning for Philip Cryotheus, it looks like. That is why Philip is all the way down in 23rd place, unfortunately for him. And Mohammed Irfan also getting closer to the back of Adam Forbes. Mohammed Irfan did start in 12th place. He has fallen a whole 6 positions. And behind him, he's also got Abe Santama, who's lost also a whopping 17 places on the start. Lucas Peck, hold on. He is in a very good battle here with Ricky Polomeni. He was just about to overtake him for an 8th place. But Ricky Polomeni saying, no, I will not let you by that easily. I'll be fighting for my position to get myself the biggest chance I have in winning this prize pool. Winning these prizes. But Lucas Peck will not be given up this easily, as he's 2 tenths up off him, heading into the final corner. Behind them, they also got Mika Raja and another Black Panther car, which looks like it's lapped. Every time there is a Black Panther car, I'm not sure what it is doing there. It's Lucas Peck not able to even try for an overtake here into the first corner. Then maybe Ricky Polomeni will be making a mistake, and he kind of did, going very wide out of that first corner. Setting Lucas Peck up for a pretty good run into the next couple of corners. Now he's got his slipstream heading into Sunset. Will he be able to go alongside him? And I think he's looking for it. He's looking for that place, but not gonna make any not sensible overtakes. as he does know that he's running in the top 10 and in the top 10 comfortably. And Lucas Peck now alongside him into the hairpin, and now Lucas Peck will definitely have the better exit out of this corner. He nearly makes contact with him coming out of that corner, and now alongside him finally into mineshaft, though he will be on the outside line, which is not the greatest, into the next corner. So Ricky Polomeni will most likely be keeping that position for the next couple of turns, as Lucas Peck not giving it up too easily, making contact there, but again not too critical, as he flashes him, thinking it might have been his fault, as Mika Raja now trying to come closer and closer to the back of Lucas Peck. And I'm not sure why the Black Panther car is letting him by, because he definitely, he could have been holding him back, I feel. He could have definitely been holding back Michael Raja, but he decided to be a more fair driver and not interfere with the race. Lucas Peck, though, still struggling to get past Ricky Polomeni. Lucas Peck, remember, he started in 4th place. He's fallen a whole 5 positions from his original start. And now round the outside into Sunset, which will set him up onto the inside line. But Ricky Polomeni, ooh, swerving left and right. I'm not sure if that it was a legal move. He first swerved right, swerved left, and then right again to close off Lucas Peck, and I don't think he'll be too happy with that at all, as now Mika Raja is straight behind him, and Lucas Peck yet again trying to go round the outside into the hairpin, trying to get a better exit here. He's now finally fully alongside him, and he'll be alongside him into the inside of the next corner. So this will be his best chance at getting that overtake for 8th place. We'll see as Lucas Peck is forced onto the grass, and oh well, there's a horrible end for Ricky Polomeni and Lucas Peck colliding, but that does give Mika Raja that position up into 8th place. Yeah, he's I think he's pretty happy with that. No, I don't think Lucas Peck will be too happy with Ricky Polomeni's actions at all. From the angle that we have, it did look a lot like he forced him wide onto the grass, which ultimately spun out Lucas Peck, as Douglas Santos is now about to get passed by Camille Taha, and Douglas Santos, nothing to defend, sadly, nothing to defend with, as the only hope he has is in order to get back past... Who's that? Who is that facing backwards? I think that might be Jeffrey Backer, who was facing backwards after that corner. Douglas Santos now was going alongside Camille Taha. Camille Taha just closing that door on him in the exit of the Sunset. And Douglas Santos not giving up this position too easily, is now alongside him and overtaking him into the entry of the S's. Douglas Santos, give yourselves a pat on the back, because that was a great overtake. And here again we see a little cameo from Abe Santama, as now getting past Maximilian Raishi for 15th place, and behind Maximilian Raishi is Mohamed Irfan as well, who started way up front, tumbling all the way down to 17th place. And we'll be hoping to get ahead of him yet again. And it looks like Ricky Polomeni and Lucas Peck yet again making contact, and Ricky Polomeni tumbling down the order, so does Lucas Peck. And those two are just inseparable, it looks like. There's Camille Taha getting passed by Abe Santama. These two have been in the same team as Camille Taha, now trying to launch an attack on Abe Santama and not working out too great for him there. Now he's got Maximilian Reishi on the back of him. On the back of Maximilian Reishi, though, is Mohammed Irfan, who is chasing every position that he can get. He knows that he can be up there with Daniel Jordan, Andrew Shaw in 4th, 5th, and maybe even 6th. But sadly, that turn 1 incident making him all the way down to 15th place. Phil Cryotheos also in a battle of his own with the V12, and he is doing a pretty good job of holding Phil back, though I feel like Phil will be making that overtake quite soon, as his last lap time was about 1.7 seconds quicker than Melvin Talborn. And now around the outside of the Sunset corner. Ooh, the V12 squeezing him just a little bit there. Maybe giving him a little bit more damage as well. But I think Phil has got that overtake nicely and cleanly done. And up into 21st place, chasing down Ricky Polomeni, who's had a terrible, terrible battle with Lucas Peck. Back to this little train. It is Douglas Santos and Mohammed Irfan battling for position. It looks like Douglas Santos either got passed by Mohammed Irfan, or either he has just arrived on the back of this train. I have not been monitoring it too much. Back to the chase. Douglas Santos falling a bit behind Mohammed Irfan. Andreas Borscher also trying to get ahead of Mika Raza, who miraculously has put himself up into 8th place after that collision between Ricky Polomeni and Lucas Peck. And Andreas Borscher now alongside Mika Raja heading into the first corner. He is going to be on the outside, which is not going to be a big advantage to him, as Mika Raja will just be able to sail right back by him. But Andreas Borscher chaining his line in the last minute and able to get ahead of Mika Raja periodically there and not letting him by at all. Mika Raja now back down into 9th place, and Andreas Borscher, even with his damage, up into 8th place. Good job by him. Let's go, Black Panthers. Very unlucky start, but you guys are fast. Let's go get him. Well, there you go. Back to the back of the pack. We will have a look. Douglas Santos now still in the battle with Mohammed Irfan and Maximilian Reishi, who Maximilian Reishi is also in a battle with Camille Taha. Mohammed Irfan now trying to sail on by, and I think he will be here alongside him into the mineshaft corner. Can Mohammed Irfan stick it around the outside into the next corner? I don't think he will, but he will be setting himself up to go down the inside unless Douglas Santos can get there quicker than him. I don't think he will. Mohammed Irfan just trying to maneuver his way around Maximilian Reishi, and this will be a pretty risky overtake into Cheetah. Can Mohammed Irfan do it? Ooh. That is why I say it is a pretty risky overtake. Even if you're one of the cleanest drivers alive, you are most likely still going to make contact there. It is as it gets very narrow, very quick. And sadly, Mohamed Irfan forcing Maximilian Reishi pretty wide and onto the gravel and setting him down into 17th place. Abe Santama now chasing the back of Chico Lentbar. And now he is past him. He can set his eyes on Mika Raja. I think that was a pretty easy overtake by him. Douglas Santos now still trying to pressure Mohamed Irfan to get that 14th place away from him, though I doubt that anything will happen there too soon. Lucas Peck back at it again after his terrible streak of fights with Ricky Polomeni. Hopefully he can redeem himself here and get a nice clean overtake on Chico Lindvar for 11th place. Lucas Peck, I think he lost quite a lot of positions on the start. Yes, he did. He lost 8 positions. He did start 4th, and now he's all the way down in 12th place. And now still trying to get ahead of Chico Lindvar. He will probably be done into the next lap. It's Lucas Peck starting to lose a couple of positions there. Losing a couple of tenths there, I mean, on Chico Lindvar. So will not be able to get ahead of him anytime soon. Douglas Santos still in this very big battle with Mohamed Irfan and Kamil Taha. It is a fight for 13th place as Mohamed Irfan pulls to the inside, and so does Douglas Santos with a double overtake on Kamil Taha. And Kamil Taha, well, I doubt that he saw that one coming, because both of them pulled out last second, getting ahead of him. And now Kamil Taha also got Alex Baba behind him, trying to overtake him for 15th place as he tries to get that overtake back from Douglas Santos. And I think that will be a pretty good overtake indeed into Sunset on the inside. That was a great overtake by Kamil Taha. Douglas Santos trying to go on the inside, forcing Kamil Taha a bit wide. And I think there might have been contact between them two as well, setting Kamil Taha all the way down to 17th place. As Lucas Peck now also gets overtakes Chico Lindvar for 11th, and I feel like that was a pretty clean overtake from him. Well, that's been a pretty eventful start to the race. Don't you guys agree? First 30 minutes, first 33 minutes have been absolutely ridiculously action-packed. And, well, there is more in store in the next 8 hours as drivers will be switching to their comrades, to their teammates, and might be even feeling a bit tired after the full 8 hours. And maybe even with some weather changes, you never know, because in the practice session before the stream started, it was raining periodically. Now there is no rain in the clouds right now, but there is definitely a chance for that, and I can tell you the chance for that is about, I think, 46%. Yeah, 46% that it'll be mixed conditions, 2% that will be full wet, and 50% that will be a full dry session, as Chico Lindvar deciding to test out the off-track, but fortunately for him, he's able to keep it under control. That is bringing Mohamed Irfan closer and closer towards him, and Trushaw just getting past Daniel Jord as we just look at that. And Daniel Jord not able to get past him again. And that is Andrew Shaw up into 4th place. Though he has been lapping pretty slower than Felipe Silveira, so I don't think he'll be getting past him or getting closer to him anytime soon. Felipe Silveira, though, has been quietly climbing and gaining on Gilles Alleman. And he's been lapping about a tenth quicker per lap. And so we'll see what he's able to do towards the end of his stint. Mohamed Irfan now getting past Chico Lindbar, and that is probably mostly due to that mistake that he made and making his tires all dirty and everything. And Chico Lindbar now is going to be under pressure from Douglas Santos, who is running in 14th place, trying to get himself up through those positions that he lost. He's only got 4 more positions to go until he's not gained but not lost anything at all. So he has to get past Chico Lindbar, Mohamed Irfan, Lucas Peck, and Abe Santama, who, by the way, up into 10th place now. He's lapping probably one of the quickest drivers right now on the grid, except for, obviously, Pavel Sharzabovsky, who's been doing 42 zeros consistently nearly every single lap. As Douglas Santos now pulls alongside Chico Lindbar, and I think this will be a pretty easy overtake. Chico Lindbar not really putting up too much of a fight into the hairpin. And there we go, Douglas Santos up into 13th place for the Black Panthers. I think he's actually one of the... Oh no, Lucas Peck is the highest running Black Panther in this race so far. Douglas Santos, though, following closely behind, and their other teammate, nowhere to be found. Oh, there we go, Henrik Lustosa, my apologies, running in 23rd, unfortunately for him. I think he's a whole lap down as well on the leaders. He's had to pit twice in this race already, so resetting his stint timer. He might be moving up those positions when it comes towards the pit window. Well, there's no like official pit window, but towards it. It's Alex Baba now also getting closer to Chico Lindvar, if the camera can go to it a bit quicker. And you can see the amount of damage that 992 has on the front end, which will be slowing him down lap by lap. But he is not letting that control him at all, as he's still battling Chico Lindvar for that 14th place. Chico Lindvar not having a great end of the stint. I think some of the Ferraris that have chosen their quote-unquote qualifying setups might be suffering a lot, and I mean a lot, of tire wear. Yesterday we saw in Paul Ricard the 296 in the sprint series, as Chico Lindvar goes very, very wide out on the corner. The 296, after about 45 minutes, losing absolutely heaps of tire wear and not able to carry on with the same amount of pace that he has been doing. For example, Chico Lindvar, fastest lap time 43.6, while his last lap time of 45.4, and that is Alex Baba most likely ahead of Chico Lindvar for 14th place. A good job by the Porsche 992 driver, and I think he's actually up 2 positions from his starting place, as Camille Taha is now one of the first people to come into the pits. And will he be swapping drivers? We will see shortly. It's been a pretty action-packed race. Very action-packed. As Douglas Santos and Mohamed Irfan, looks like they made contact while battling for 12th place. And Mohamed Irfan, indeed, he's tumbled 1 position down behind Douglas Santos, and I'm not sure if that was illegal overtake by Douglas or if that was on Mohamed Irfan. We did not catch that at all, but hopefully it was all legal and just a bit of door banging for good measure. As Abe Santama is now starting to get closer to the back of Mika Raja. This is now finally getting into these top 10 times. That was very, very close by him. Obviously, it is the commentator's curse. Whenever I switch to the drivers, they start performing very, very badly. But nevertheless, Abe Santama now in the slipstream of Mika Raja, as he's just trying to gain and gain with that damage that he has from that first lap. Collision! He's getting super close. Looks like Mika Raja breaks a lot of more than Abe Santama into that first corner. Mika Raja, yeah. Looks like might be struggling again for that tire wear, as I said. And having to brake much, much earlier than some of the other drivers who have conserved their tires throughout this race. And now Abe Santama will be scouting out the possible positions where he can overtake, though I think the place where he will try the overtake is going to be into the hairpin. And we'll just have a look now as he's heading into that hairpin now. Will he be close enough to pull alongside him here? And I doubt he will be. But, you know, there's a pretty good, I think a pretty good prediction on my side. As Felipe Silveira as well, also getting closer to the back of Gilles Aleman. I said that he was climbing and he was gaining and gaining on the back of Gilles. Well, here he is. He's arrived in full form. A whole 8/10s quicker per lap form, which is great stuff by him. But Abe Santama right now locked in his own battle, and we've got two great battles. As Felipe Silveira, yellow flag for him. I think they made contact. Oh, and that is the podium places making contact. That might be good news for Andrew Shaw if those two have got damage. And if they stay around in the yellow flag zone for much longer, he might be able to catch up and get ahead, or even contest for those podium positions. As Abe Santama now trying to go round the outside of Mika Raja, and he's going to be on his inside again here. Remember last time he was bouncing on the curbs. Well, Mika Raja not giving up that position too easily at all. And ooh, very close, very, very close between the two Ferrari drivers, as Mika Raja still trying to hang on round the outside into Sunset. I don't think he'll be able to make that move stick. And Abe Santama up into 9th place. Good job by him. Very, I guess, aggressive but still clean door-to-door racing. As Chico Lindbar just starting to get closer to the back of Maximilian Reishi. Remember, these guys were very close before. And they did break apart for a period amount of time. Now they're back at it again. And by the way, thank you very much, guys, for reaching 200 subscribers on YouTube. All your support is very much counted, and we thank you all for tuning in as well. But the race is far from over. I think we haven't even reached the first hour, as Chico Lindbar continuing his hunt on Maximilian Reishi. As he heads into the final corner now. I would love to see if there was a custom graphic where you could see, like in Formula 1, how their approximate tire wear, I guess. That would be epic. That would be super, super epic. But I don't think they have that in ACC, which is a big bummer. Because I'd love to see how much their tires are overheating, or if they're starting to grain a lot. What's the percentage of their tire life, all of that sort of stuff. It would be a great sort of data. As Chico Lindbar is starting to fall a bit behind Maximilian Reishi, and starting to settle in, probably doing his in-laps now, trying to get into the form to try and give his teammate or himself the car back. His teammate is Christensen. who I don't think we saw in qualifying, so, I think we saw in qualifying, so he might be the quicker driver there. Chico Lindvarn just gaining a lot of time through that one corner, but losing all of it on the exit. It shows you how different driving styles and different lines can be taken to take advantage of each other. And Chico just not able to do that for now. Andreas Borscher getting closer and closer to the back of Tom Bartels, the other VGTR Esport car. And, well, that will put Tom Bartels right in front of Abe Santima, the other VGTR Esports Ferrari 296. And we'll see what sort of plan they come up with. Maybe they will let each other go. Maybe they'll be doing hard racing. But hopefully they won't crash each other out. As you can see, Abe Santima in the background just starting to catch up a bit as these two continue to fight on. Andreas Borscher not willing to give up this easily, even with his mass amount of damage. And you can hear that shift up just to keep the car stable and to keep it under control, having to shift up into a higher gear. And Felipe Silveira also going super close to the back of Gilles Aleman, and again they make contact. And Gilles Aleman actually tumbling down a lot of positions. There he is in the back. Oh my god, what has happened to Felipe Silveira and Gilles Aleman? They've had a horrible collision together. Let's have a look if we captured that on our replay. I really hope we have. I hope I haven't crashed the stream. I know it's buffering a little bit here. I think that is how it is supposed to go for a little bit here. Come on. There he is. Okay, here's the replay of whatever happened between Felipe Silveira and Gilles Aleman. Gilles Aleman going a bit slow there. Felipe Silveira on the inside. And oh, well. If that's not clear, then I'm not sure what is. Felipe Silveira unfortunately tangling himself up with Gilles Aleman. And that is just not what we'd love to see at all. So we can continue. Yep, the orders will be messed up for a little bit here, as it just has to recalibrate everything. But yeah, not great stuff by the Odyssey Racing League pro team over there. Though not really sure who's at fault. We'll hope to see how the stewards react to it. And Felipe Silveira keeping third place, though. Daniel Jord will be following him closely behind. And Andrew Shaw, well, he went up a ton of positions there, didn't he? Gaining a ton of time. Actually, I forgot to say, there is... Oh, no, that is not it. I forgot to say, there is a pit link that I will send in the chat right now. If you want to check it out, if you want to see all the live timings between the drivers, here is the link to that. Hopefully it's not broken. If it is, do let me know. Yeah, I think it is a bit broken. Yeah, it is a bit broken. Yeah, it is definitely broken because of the restarts of the game. Great. Well, hopefully it recalibrates itself back to the normal position, as Daniel George still continues to fight with Felipe Silveira for that third place to get himself up into that prize positions. And Abe Santama also getting closer to the back of Andreas Borcher, who is fighting Tom Bartels as well. So he's trying to reduce the risk of Andreas Borcher colliding with Tom Bartels while also gaining that position as well. I think we can actually go to this little pack here. Yeah, there he is. Abe Santama behind Andreas Borcher, and then in front of them is Tom Bartels. So it is a bit of a VGTR Esports sandwich for Andreas Borcher. It is also a Ferrari 296 sandwich, though I think it is a massive Ferrari 296 sandwich here. I think it is Pavel Żabrowski all the way down to Jeffrey Becker, who's also running in the 296. But nevertheless, Abe Santama, what has he got in store for us? Maybe Andreas Borcher will be able to get a Tom Bartels. Maybe Abe Santama will be able to get ahead of him here now. And no, he won't, but he will be getting alongside him into the hairpin. They make contact, and well, another crash involving Abe Santama. It's just not been his day, has it? Not his day at all. Colliding with Andreas Borcher, fighting for 8th place. And, well, I'll not be surprised when the stewards fully react that he will be tumbling all the way down with the amount of time penalties he'll be getting. Mohamed Irfan following closely behind Douglas Santos. He's finally able to catch up to him. And Lucas Peck also coming into the pits for his scheduled pit stop. Mohamed Irfan in the slipstream now off the Ferrari 296. The 296 obviously having a lot of damage on it, but still probably quicker in a straight line than the Audi. As behind them, Ash Mason and Michael Malashek also battling for a 19th place, but Mohamed Irfan is getting closer and closer, turn by turn. That was a Code Brown moment in Le Cop. Oh, it was? Yeah, you guys were following... No, you guys were in front. You guys were fine. You guys were absolutely fine, as Mohamed Irfan still in the slipstream, coming through Mineshaft and trying to go around the outside. Here is Ash Mason, Michael Malashek. Yellow flags for them. Hopefully they didn't collide, but it does seem like that is the case. Ash Mason now tumbling down toward 22nd place. And Andreas Borcher into the pits now as well. We'll be giving Mohamed Irfan and Douglas Santos that one more position, one less person in front of them, and will be good for Mohamed Irfan, as Douglas Santos won't have anybody to slipstream off. But as these guys continue to fight, Abe Santama has finally come closer to the other VGTR Esport car. And, well, if he does the same thing that he did to the other cars here, well, he'll be getting a very strong word from the team owner and probably the other drivers as well, who are racing with Tom Bartels, but I think this will be a pretty clean overtake. 2/10 the gap. He's going to be in the slipstream, and maybe Tom Bartels will even have mercy on him, letting him by, but I don't think that is going to be the case. I think it is going to be hard racing. Into the next corner they go now. Abe Santama on the inside. And I think that's actually a pretty easy overtake for him. Tom Bartels not losing out a lot of time, but not making Abe Santama lose too much time either, as both of them probably will be coming into the pits sooner rather than later. Mohamed Irfan now right on the tail of Douglas Santos. He has been hoping to get this overtake done really, really soon, but he's been caught behind him pretty much. He's been struggling to get past, is what I'm trying to say. Now he's finally got all the time in the world, all the gaps, all the everything to get close and overtake the man in front, the Black Panther racing car. As Michael Malajek tries to get out of the way as quick as possible, that is gonna impede Mohamed Irfan a little bit there on the exit, and Douglas Santos will be thankful for Michael Malajek, the Mercedes driver, for holding up unintentionally Mohamed Irfan a little bit behind. As Lars Breitenstein now is trying to overtake Daniel Jord, who is fighting Felipe Silveira for third place. And actually, well, this will be a pretty close battle. It is another VGTR Esport car that is going to be fighting for fourth place and possibly even for third. They started out pretty low, I think, but have been battling up through the order. And now Lars Breitenstein only 3/10 away from Daniel Jord, one of the only Porsches in the top 10, and actually the only Porsche in the top 10 is Camille Taha trying to unlap himself from Felipe Silveira, and now there's no longer a car between Felipe and Daniel Jord, which will be great news for Daniel, bad news for Felipe. Here comes Daniel Jord now on the back of Felipe Silveira. These guys have been battling tooth and nail. I think they've even made tons of contact before. Oh no, that was Felipe and Gilles Alleman. Daniel Jord, though, can he do better and possibly get this last podium position away from Felipe Silveira? I doubt it will be into this corner unless he does that. That was nearly contact, I feel, as he was braking very, very late into the first corner, and that has given Lars Breitenstein all the time that he needs in order to catch up and get closer to the back of Daniel Jord. Now Lars Breitenstein, we've seen a couple of overtakes into the sunset. I doubt that he'll be making one here, but it would be a very nice thought, a nice dream to have. Lars Breitenstein continuing the hunt. Continuing, not giving up. And it's probably 10 more minutes are on the stint timer clock, and most people will be trying to max it out. Their tires are probably absolutely dead. But Lars Breitenstein, driving for VGTR Esport, still trying to push on in these last 10 minutes as finally the first hour has passed of this 8-hour race. And Daniel Jordan now closer than ever to the back of Felipe Silveira. So is Lars Breitenstein closer than ever to the back of Daniel Jord. Who is going to pull the trigger? Who is going to go into the pits, and who's going to try and overtake here first? As Daniel Jord trying to go around the outside, and that has brought Lars Breitenstein straight into this battle as he saw how they are battling. And, well, when you battle, you lose time, pretty much, if you didn't know. Daniel Jord making a massive mistake there, and that is going to bring Lars Breitenstein back into the battle. Through the S as they go now. Oh, he was just not close enough to make an impact on Daniel's race. But might he try and go down the inside here? No, he won't. Daniel Jord also trying to get closer to Felipe Silveira, so maybe he can have a run through Mineshaft and into the next corner. Well, this is a great battle for the last podium position. In the background as well, Mohamed Irfan continuing his battle with Douglas Santos, and Mika Raza also trying to battle with Tom Bartels. Nevertheless, these guys continue. Felipe Silveira making a bit of a mistake. Daniel Jord is now very, very close. Who's going to get the better exit here out of the final corner? Daniel Jord making a massive mistake there. And now Lars Breitenstein is going to be in his slipstream all the way down towards the first corner. And Lars Breitenstein is going to pull to the inside line into the first corner. Will he be able to make this overtake stick? And I think he will. Might go a bit wide here. Felipe Silveira going super wide, and Lars Breitenstein 3 abreast with Daniel Jordan, Felipe Silveira. Now he's got ahead of both of them, up into 3rd place for VGTR Esport. Lars Breitenstein, what an absolute epic move. Getting past both drivers cleanly and well, as Daniel Jord trying to go down the inside into Sunset. I think Felipe Silveira's tires are absolutely going off, as now he's losing tons of position. He's lost 2 positions in this first lap, in this lap alone. And now he's all the way down in 5th place. Well, that is how things can turn around so quickly, as a lot of people are now going to be going into the pits. Tom Bartels, Douglas Santos are going into the pits. Ricky Polomeni was just getting closer to Casper Baratella. No, I think Casper Baratella was the one who's overtaken him. As now Pacholo Domano comes out of the pits, and Casper Baratella comes into the pits. So does Douglas Santos. And who out of the top 5 will go into the pits first is the bigger question. Who will pull that trigger? And who is that? I think that's the drive-through cleared for one of the drivers. Looks like they had collected enough track limit warnings already in this first hour. And somebody's saying to please disqualify car number 126. And who is car number 126? Let's have a quick look here. We have the manufacturer set. Now we will put it on the car number. And 126, Felipe Silveira The Odyssey Racing League car being blamed for a lot of collisions, it looks like. We'll just have to wait and see what the stewards think about that. As there we go, Paweł Jarabowski finally coming into the pits. We probably missed the initial moment there. And Andrew Shaw will be taking the lead. Oh, no, actually, I don't think he will. Paweł Jarabowski coming out of the pits now. Where is Andrew Shaw? Well, now he's ahead of him. And so will Lars Bridenstine. Will be coming very, very closely. There we go. Now Paweł Jarabowski switching their drivers to Lujan Proknica, the other Forza Italia.pl racing driver. Who else is coming into the pits? I think Philip Balavender was the teammate of Camille Taha. They finally came out of the pits. Wait, no. What? How did they come out of the pits and not have pit? Oh, right. I've got it screwed up over here. Don't mind me. Gustavo Neves, the other driver for the Black Panther racing team, is trying to get in front of Pacholo Demano. Pacholo Demano not letting this one by too quickly, and Pacholo Demano will be defending the inside line, and that will set him up very, very badly for the next corner. And now Gustavo Neves has got all the room that he needs, and he's ahead even before they head down to Mineshaft. And there we go, good stuff by Gustavo Neves for getting ahead of Pacholo Demano. When will the rest pit? We've still got Abe Santama, Felipe Silveira, Daniel Jord, Lars Bridenstine, and Andrew Shaw in at least the top 5 sort of drivers who need to pit. Ricky Polomeni was getting very, very close to the back of Ethan Salvi, I think that is. Ellen Salvi. He had a yellow flags for him though, and there we go. There is Lars Bridenstine just trying to lap all of the cars, and Ellen Salvi. Now Ricky Polomeni coming into the pits now. And Lars Bridenstine involved in some sort of incident, probably with lapping all of these drivers. He's trying to do it as quick as possible, but things are just not turning out for him. And I think he will need to pit this lap in order to not get a penalty from the stint timer. And I think that a bunch of people might get that stint timer penalty, because they might not know what exactly is going on. As we have Mohamed Irfan and Mika Raja and Alex Baba and Maximilian Reishi and Ricky Polomeni obviously in the pits. So most of the grid now starting to pit their drivers, possibly switching drivers, possibly switching tires, probably switching tires actually. The new tire wear in this update is crazy. As Chico Lindvar also comes into the pits. Mohamed Irfan coming out of the pits. He's kept himself in control. Andrew Shaw now into the pits as well, and I think Lujan Proknica will be loving this, as he's going to be able to retake that P1 position. Lars Bridenstine coming into the pits, and I think Abe Santama will follow him closely too. I think this will be his time to go in. Felipe Silveira also coming into the pits, and yeah, most people are now fully pitting themselves. Aaron Gozzi coming into the pits. Chico Lindvar, as I said before. And, well, there we go. That is your first 1 hour and 10 minutes. Look at the amount of people queuing up in the pits. Imagine if this was the real deal. And imagine if they were packed up like this. I'm not sure if any of them would be able to get out. The gap is pretty close. But let's not focus on that too much. Ali Raza now behind Mika Raja. I think there is like a a bit of an accent, isn't there, on it? So Mika Raja and Ali Raza. So there is the way to distinguish them if you wish to say that. Hello there, Benku. Long time no see. Who is that? Yellow flags for... It was Lujan Prochnica who lost a couple of seconds there. Andrew Horswood has taken over Andrew Shaw, both Andrews, racing in this team. Eric Gazelle taking over Lars Breitenstein for third place. Behind him, very close, is Kevin Young. And then it is Gianni DeMarchi racing for the Odyssey Racing League Pro Team. Mohamed Irfan, 11 seconds behind them. Then it is Gustavo Neves for the Black Panther Races. But we've got Mika Raja on Ali Raza. I think if that was real, they would have rotated the car in the box before dropping it. That's true, yeah. That is probably what they would do. You're not wrong there. Hello there, Shake and Bake Racing. I heard you're in the race today. Well, hopefully at least. You'll be racing with Piccolo Di Mano, who's currently in 8th place. Good stuff by him to move up those positions. I think he started pretty low down in 17th or 19th place. And now up into 8th place after that horrible crash at the start. And there it is, Mika Raja now coming into the pits, and I think he might even have, yep, he's got a stop and go 30 for missing his stint timer. So that is what I was saying. So there you go, stop and go 30. It's pretty unfortunate stuff for Mika Raja. He was battling towards the front. He was up there. Abe missed the stint timer. No, he didn't. He didn't get a penalty at all. I think he was just right on the dot, about when it was about to end. But Kevin Young chasing Eric Gazelle. Eric Gazelle is also a pretty quick driver. Some of you might have seen from the Sprint Series in the Season 8. Why is he behind us then? That's because of the massive crash at the start. If you do want to watch that, I think it's probably, yeah, at the start of the stream, towards the start of the stream. Yeah, there was a massive collision, pretty much ranging from 2nd place to 24th. So pretty much, like, 20 cars colliding all together, some of us. He passed us through before our pit stop. I think he might have had just a slower pit stop because he had to fix that damage. That is at least what I speculate. You can obviously always ask him. You know, he is in the Discord. But we'll just have a look here as the two VGTR Esports 296s are battling away for 8th place. It is Piccolo Di Mano versus Abe Santama. Abe Santama doing a double stint. And he is ahead of Piccolo Di Mano. Piccolo Di Mano probably not contending that much too much. Not contending that position too much. Jesus, that is a whole... a whole bloody line, in order to say. Go Odyssey, yeah, go on. Demarchi, but I think there might be a penalty coming his way, at least from what I'm hearing, for causing that turn 1 crash. That is apparently all on him. We'll see, though. Obviously, that is just some rumors that I'm hearing. We'll have a look, though. Eric Gazelle, finally, he got... he's now behind Kevin Young and trying to get that position back for his team. Lars Breitenstein did such a great job, not gonna lie, to get themselves back up into these podium positions, into the top 5. So Eric Gazelle will also try to replicate that, keeping in these podium positions. Have to remind you, though, Eric Gazelle is driving on controller, so probably not the best way of input, but if it works, it works. Yikes, Demarchi is the GOAT. P5 and P16, yeah, it is not bad at all. Yeah, controller is absolutely super harsh. Especially on tire wear. Tire wear with controller is not too great at all. Philip Balavender trying to get past Ali Raza. Philip Balavender, probably the quicker driver out of his team. On his team is Alexander Gray and Camille Taha, as you saw. Camille Taha started this race. Philip Balavender, I think, put them up into 3rd or 4th place on the grid at the start. As you see, now they're in 11th place after that turn 1 incident. And there we go. I think there is confirmation. Car 126 has received a stop and go 30 for for that turn 1 collision. So pretty good on the stewards for getting that all sorted, but pretty unfortunate stuff for the 126 on getting that penalty, because yeah, that is definitely not a nice penalty to receive, but it is not nice either to try and win the race in the first corner. Gustavo Neves trying to fight Gianni Demarchi. Gianni Demarchi, though, I think won't be battling this one too hard, as he knows that he's got that 30-second stop and go penalty. And now Gustavo Neves fighting for the Black Panthers, and wow, Gianni Demarchi making a massive mistake there. Mohamed Irfan also trying to have a look around the outside, down the inside. Oh, Gianni Demarchi making a massive mistake through the S's, letting both Gustavo Neves and Mohamed Irfan through, and also bringing Abe Santama very close into that battle, and Abe Santama actually able to get ahead of Gianni Demarchi before Gianni Demarchi gets ahead of him. Good stuff, good stuff. Back to the front, though, Eric Gazelle still battling on with Kevin Young, as Kevin Young is continuing to battle his closest rival, Andrew Horswood. And this is obviously all the battle for prize positions. Remember, it is first, second, as Kevin Young makes that move as well. So does Eric Gazelle on Andrew Horswood. Andrew Horswood losing those 2 positions in the span of 1 corner. And as I was saying, remember that these positions, first, second and third, are all for prize money. First place is getting $50 after, well, first place at the end of the championship is getting $50. Second place is getting $30, and third is getting 20. So these guys will be trying to get as many points as they can for their teams in the opening race, especially if they have to miss some towards the end. Gianni Demarchi coming into the pits, probably to serve his stop and go 30-second penalty. And I think the 202 is going to get flooded with penalties here. There's more and more reports coming in, I think. And there we go. Penalty for Gian 126. Stop go 30 has now been cleared by him. Rodrigo Lara, the other Black Panthers car, trying to get past Ash Mason. The two Ferrari 296s battling away for 18th place. And Rodrigo Lara making a very tight corner and colliding with Ash Mason. Ooh, that was a nasty overtake. Very, very nasty. Definitely will be quite some damage put on that other Ferrari 296. Well, now the battle's starting to dissipate. Eric Gazelle just trying to keep and maintain a pretty high gap to Andrew Horswood, but not really pushing the car too much to catch Kevin Young, probably trying to save his tyres, which is the sensible thing to do. Abe Santama trying to catch to the back of Mohammed Irfan, as he is lapping 41.7s, by the way. Abe Santama, take a bow. Very quick, very, very quick indeed, and by the Dutch driver. And I feel like as soon as he got let out with fresh tires and a less broken car, well, he's just set his mindset to try and get back to that P2, and it's not that difficult at all, I think, for himself, as now he goes down the inside of Mohammed Irfan. Mohammed Irfan not really battling too much with Abe Santama, and now Abe Santama has Gustavo Neves in front of him to try and get past. Every time somebody goes through that corner and goes super wide, it just brings goosebumps up. You know, a lot of cars die there. A lot of cars do not make it through there. As Pietro Sadi now getting passed by Ash Mason for 19th place. Is this still an ongoing battle? Yes, it is. Pietro Sadi going on the inside of Ash Mason into the first corner. And they don't make contact miraculously. Ash Mason will try to not stay in the inside. And Pietro Sadi is now back ahead of Ash Mason for 19th place. Soon I'll be on track. Good luck to all. Go Black Panthers and hashtag Brazil. Well, Stefano Palladini coming out onto the track soon enough. What car will you be driving? Are you going to be replacing Gustavo Neves, or which one of the guys up ahead? Maybe Rodrigo Lara, or who else is there? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Go Black Panthers. Well, there's a big fan group of Go Black Panthers. Car number 3, Neves and Peck. Well, there we go. Palladini are going to be coming out in a pretty good position indeed in 5th place. Though will it be 5th place for much longer? Abe Santama is lapping about 5/10ths quicker than Gustavo Neves per lap here. And he's starting to get super close. 1.3 seconds between the two drivers as they just start their lap time now. And another car getting a penalty, and I think that is the number 712 getting a drive-through for colliding with the number 2. Number 2 is the Rodrigo Lara. So there we have it. another penalty for another driver. There's so many penalties being handed out today. Wait for number 3, Palladini Showtime. Wow. Well, this has got me hyped up for what Palladini can do. Can he catch up to the back of Andrew Horsewood? Can he catch to the back of Eric Gazelle? And can he possibly challenge Kevin Young for 2nd place and maximize his chance to get those prizes at the end of the championship? Abe Santama now very, very close to the back of Gustavo Neves, the driver that will be replaced by Palladini. How am I doing? Oh, I'm doing pretty fine, actually. I saw that you guys were involved in a lot of accidents. I mean, like, an insane amount of accidents. Not all of them your fault, obviously. But I did see that there was quite a lot of collisions happening between your team and other teams. As Abe Santama now alongside Gustavo Neves trying to get that better exit. And through the next couple of corners he goes now. And he's just trying to set up that perfect exit to get ahead of Gustavo Neves. Can he do it? Into Sunset, possibly here. I don't think he's close enough to send it down the inside or even try around the outside. But Abe Santama will not be given up too soon. Mohammed Irfan behind him trying to lap the other Black Panther car so he can get closer to the back of Abe Santama or Gustavo Neves, whoever will be in front of him by the time that he laps them. And Philip Balavender going ahead of Pocholo Demano and getting eerily closer to Abe Santama, which will probably be a very good battle if they catch each other during this race. Unfortunately we did, but Philip is doing amazing in the recovery, and I see VGTR is doing pretty good as well. Yeah, indeed. We had a horrible start to the race for the main pro team. The Pro-Am team did flourish quite well, up into 9th place from, I think, 19th. And Eric Gazelle running in 3rd place alongside Lars Breitenstein and not Alexander Gray, that is your team, and Leon Stapelfeld. Abe Santama, though, again, making my heart sink for a second there, nearly going off. We're getting closer. Getting closer and closer and closer. Lap by lap. Turn by turn. As long as he doesn't make those crucial mistakes like he did coming out of Cheetah, he'll be very close and very set to get the overtake done sooner rather than later. Anyway, I'm going to get myself some food. Hope you survived the 8 hours well. Have a great meal and hope you have a great rest of your race too. I will hope to survive the next 6 hours and 30 minutes as well, though I think I might starve to death here if I don't go. And Abe Santama again, closer and closer, coming out of Le Coupe and into Mineshaft now. He's got the slipstream. Both of them the 296s, both of them probably running similar setups. One might be running the higher downforce, one might be running the lower downforce, but I feel like most teams here will be running maximum downforce to maximize their corner entries. As a penalty for number 712, a drive-through has been cleared. So there you go, 712 also got their penalty for colliding with the number 2, I think that was. As Abe Santama now and Gustavo Neves both caught the back of Andrew Horsewood. This is great news for Abe Santama, who will be hoping to capitalize on both of them, as now Gustavo Neves goes down the inside of Andrew Horsewood, and Abe Santama trying to follow his lead but not really able to do much there. And now there's a car between Abe Santama and Gustavo Neves. Gustavo Neves, great overtake by him to get himself up into 4th place, and Palladini will be delighted by that when he comes out onto the track. pick a bit at that prize money and get a meal. Yeah, exactly. No one will notice the $5 gone. Yeah. Don't worry about it, guys. Let's go Odyssey Racing League. Well, I think, I hate to disappoint you there, but I think Gianni DeMarchi running in 16th place might be their highest Odyssey Racing League driver. Though I hope not. I think there might be... where is he? Yeah, okay. Chase is running in 15th, so... I think that's Dan Chase who's running in 15th. They are the Academy team, I feel. Running just about ahead of the Pro team. Chase is ORL, yep. Well, Abe Santama now dispatched off Andrew Horsewood down the inside into the first corner. Can he get this overtake done? And yes, well, no, it's just no contention for that place at all. Abe Santama up into 4th place, and now he's got just those 2 positions to go until he's back to where he started. DeMarchi's Academy, Chase is esports team. Oh, I thought Felipe Silveira was Academy. I thought Felipe Silveira was the main team. Okay. It's just they were running so high up. I thought that might have been the main team, while Phil Cranatheos was running more towards the back and started more towards the back. I thought they might have been switched around, but looks like it is the other way around. Dan Chase is the esports team, and DeMarchi is the Academy team. It is really weird. Maybe you guys should rename them. Maybe Felipe Silveira should be in the main team instead. No, main team had an unlucky start, right? That explains a lot. Negative esports had an incident. Okay. Good to know. Had to pit early for damage. I think main team didn't have as much practice in the Ferrari, right? And Cryo, Chase, and Phil Singer in the esports team at the start, just like JP said. All right. And there we go. Great confirmation from the ORL team that are watching our stream. Ethan Salvi getting super close to Pocholo Di Mano, the other Black Panther car. Now we'll be trying to make a move, maybe into the final corner. I doubt that there will be enough space there in front of them. Mohammed Irfan just got past Andrew Horsewood for 6th place. And now, Ellen Salvi alongside Pocholo Di Mano into the first corner. I think this will be a pretty easy overtake for him. And indeed it will be down the inside. And Pocholo Di Mano has got nothing on that. But now he has to defend from Ali Raza, who is also following closely behind. It is the 2 Canadians who are fighting for 10th place. Felipe has pace for esports team. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That is exactly what I was thinking. Ali Raza, what can he do? He's been lapping slower, I think, than Pocholo Di Mano, though Pocholo Di Mano has been involved in those incidents and those battles around him. So he is a bit slower, probably worn out his tires as well. It's not just about pace, have to be able to drive around other cars and pick your battles. Yeah, it was an amazing lap by Felipe. I think that put him up 4th or 5th or something like that at the start. It was super good. Actually, I'll have a look throughout the stream. Okay, no, I won't have a look throughout the stream. Screw that. Ali Raza still getting closer to Pocholo Di Mano in these next couple of corners. Will the damaged BMW be able to get past the more or less not damaged. Ferrari down the straight they go now. The BMW will be in the slipstream. I'm not sure why he's trying to hang it around the outside here. I don't think he was going for a move anyway. And Pocholo Di Mano, what has he done? He's gone super wide. That is going to give Ali Raza all the time he needs. Pocholo Di Mano bouncing over those curbs and letting both Ali Raza and Casper Baratella through. Unlucky stuff. And it looks like a 15-second penalty for the main VGTR eSport car has been added for colliding with, I think that is Alex Baba. So that is pretty unlucky for them. But in front of them, Casper Baratella getting very close to Ali Raza. They've been hanging it together through those next couple of corners, and the Ferrari 296 having that greater acceleration than the BMW and able to get ahead. But look at that, Ali Raza nearly giving him a little bit of a bump draft, and now he'll be going down the inside into the next corner. Hopefully they don't make contact, and they don't. Casper Baratella able to keep it ahead of Ali Raza, and whoever that other Ferrari 296 is, they look pretty impatient. Let's go ORL, yeah. Let's go ORL. I mean, they need all the support they need right now, guys, in order to persevere and try and get through these 6.5 hours and climb these positions that they've lost at the start of the race and in the middle, as it was for Gianni De Marchi and Felipe Silveira, who was involved in a ton of accidents. And Pocholo Di Mano now on the back of Ali Raza, 4/10 the gap. Yeah, it's still very early indeed. So they might still have the break. And they might still be able to get up there and take those positions back. Hello, Eric. Yeah, what's up? I hope you're enjoying the race so far if you're driving. And if you're not driving, I hope you're enjoying the stream. It's Pocholo Di Mano trying to get that position that he lost from Ali Raza. And Casper Baratella, though, ooh, that was very close by Pocholo Di Mano, just drifting her through that corner. Not a care in the world. And by the way, it might be my stint soon. Prepare for a Falconbone masterclass. I hope I don't crash. And Brent saying that his tires are gone. And Eric saying that he's here to support Ali and the Trackalicious boy as well. Ali just got ahead of Pocholo Di Mano, so hope you enjoyed that little overtake by him. Felipe here, sorry about the incidents, none of them were intentional, but I got what I deserve. Yeah, I mean, it's good that you own up. Obviously, it was not intentional. If it was intentional, it would have been very easy to spot, I feel. You would have just slammed into the back of him. Like fully, like 200 kilometers per hour. So it was not intentional. Good that you own up, but still a very good qualifying indeed. So not really too much to complain about, I think, from your team. Yeah, still a lot of race to run. 6 hours and 20 minutes precisely. 6 hours and 20 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Maybe even more by overtime. Also, while you're all still here, is that Pocholo Di Mano? Yep, Pocholo Di Mano going off through Cheetah. As you guys saw before, he was hanging it around the outside. He was just drifting through that corner. Well, it's time for that to end. And now he's finally gone off. Lost 2 positions in that, though, to Aaron Gocci and Manuel Losbichler. So many horses on track, one might confuse it for a stable. Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. You're not wrong there at all. It has turned into, well, a one-horse race is probably the one to say it. One-car race as well. But you know what? It will show the proper pace that guys have, the proper everything without having to exploit the car. To be honest, the hardest thing to do in the endurance race is finding what to do in between your stints. Yes, yes, indeed. I mean, what you might go practice, right? But over practicing yourself and then going to race will probably end up in absolute massive burnout, and you might crash even more than you did before. Ferrari Fest 2 2023, yeah. Absolutely true, mate. Absolutely true. While you're still all here, we have made our new website. Where we have the good old merch. It is cheaper than ever. Well, at least than before. So if you do want to check it out, it also does have our leaderboard, which might be down at the moment since the servers for the hot laps are all down to stabilize the main one. But I think the shop is open. So if you do want to grab yourself a nice VGTR eSport jersey or just a normal t-shirt, then be my guest. Hello, NML Racing. Hello, hello, hello. Good stuff by you and your team, it looks like. Ali Razer up in 11th place. Philip Elavender, by the way, gonna make a move into the S's. That is a great move by the Petrol Aficionados driver. Into the S's, absolutely no fear at all. Full brave mode and sending it into the S's, up into 7th place for the Porsche 992 driver. Mohammed Irfan is the next person in front of him to try and chase down. Yeah, I have done my research a bit indeed. You know, it's just when you're looking at the endurance championship teams, like nearly every single day, you start to like find a pattern between who is in what team. So yeah, Trackalicious with Nate and Ali Raza and another driver I keep on forgetting. Obviously, please don't be offended. You're not a forgettable name. It's just I'm a forgettable person. I have no clue sometimes what is going on. I think the Trackalicious fourth driver. Andreas Borchers. There we go. I do remember seeing him racing. Yeah, Andy Borchers and Kyle Hampshire. I did remember Andreas Borchers with his stint. That was a pretty good stint by him when he was fighting. Great guys, yeah. I hope they are because, well, you guys are gonna have to do a 24-hour race together, so have to get to know each other, or if you already know each other, have to at least not hit each other, not hate each other. There you go. A Brit, a German, a Canadian, and an American. Wow, a pretty diverse team, which will be again very beneficial for the 24-hour race when one has to go to sleep in their local time. The other one will just be about midday or waking up. So yeah, you guys have made yourself a perfect team for very long endurance races. Amen to them. Why are we speaking my name? Well, we're not speaking your name, we're actually speaking the nationality, as Aaron Gocci now gets past Ali Raza for 11th place. We're just talking about the British nationality, which is usually shortened to Brit. and I will just be back momentarily. I hope this battle with Ellen Salvi and Andrew Horsewood will be quite entertaining while I'm back. Just be back 2 minutes. And we are back. I hope that was not too bad of a battle. It looks like Ellen Salvi has... What has happened? I leave for a 1 minute. Oh, there is Andrew Horsewood. He got passed by Casper Baratella also. Interesting. Very interesting. And is this the second window of pit stops? I see, yes. We are just heading into the second window now. 6 hours and 11 minutes in. Obviously, the pit limiter will be 1 hour and 10, so it might extend for some drivers. Oh my god, so many cinnamon things I've got here. Apologies if I crunch a bit on stream. I'll try and hide it as much as I can. These are tasty though. See, I did take a bit of the price pool budget, and I definitely didn't steal these from downstairs. Alright, back to the chase. As I'm filling up my... have a good meal. I've got cinnamon crisps, they're called. I just found them in my cupboard. No clue how they got there. We'll look at some of the battles happening nearby on track. I think Manuel Losbichler and Aaron Goji are all in a bit of a battle. Manuel Losbichler with Ali Raza, the Track Delicious car, and Aaron Gozi with Andrew Horsewood, Aaron, and Andrew. There we go. Jesus. So many different names. Wow. What a statement. What a statement. I'm getting nervous soon. First time in a race car for Endurance Series since Silverstone. And there's Manuel Loblicher finally getting alongside Ali Raza as they're going to come towards Cheetah. And how about look at that? This is exactly how you should be taking Cheetah if you're alongside each other. Clean and respectful, both giving each other room. Nobody bouncing into anybody. Ali Raza and Manuel Loblicher showing the rest of the grid on how it should be done. Now I hope I haven't spoke too soon, because here comes Manuel Loblicher down the inside into the first corner. Can he get this overtake done cleanly? But can he get this overtake done at all? And I don't think he will, as Ali Raza is going to come right back at him. And well, I did speak too soon, as now they did make contact. And Ali Raza did get passed by Manuel Loblicher. Right, battle for second is starting to intensify. It is Abe Santma finally able to get back at to the position where he first started, and yes, there he is, ahead of Kevin Young and back into second place. He's back in the game, guys. Abe Santma into second place for the VGTR Esport team. Gustavo Neves, on the other hand, is trying to get past Eric Gazelle for fourth place. And, well, that was a very easy pass, wasn't it? Eric Gazelle spinning! Oh, no. Mohamed Irfan is definitely going to catch that. And yes, he does. Around the outside he goes. An easy overtake for him. Aaron Gotchi. 3/10 the gap between him and Andrew Horswood. Can he make this overtake stick? As Eric Gazelle, yet again, yellow flags for him. He'll probably have to come into the pits pretty soon, as his tires are looking pretty dead. Very, very dead. Aaron Gotchi just losing a couple of tenths there. Now on the inside of Andrew Horswood, and an easy overtake for him. But Andrew Horswood will not make it easy at all. He'll try and hang it around the outside. And yes, he does. That was a great retake of his position. 9th place. But Aaron Gotchi, well, now he'll be fueled more than he has been before to get that position back from Andrew Horswood, as Ali Razana comes into the pits. Yeah, let's race, as Sandro Rodriguez says. I think Lissandro Rodriguez is actually in one of the teams. And Lissandro Rodriguez, yes, he is with Ellen Salvi, Douglas Santos himself, and Malagola, who we haven't seen yet. And look at these penalties all popping up. One for Abe, one for Ellen Salvi himself, and one for the 126 of Gillian DeMarchi. Yeah, there's a lot in terms of penalties happening out here. Aaron Gotchi falling a bit behind Andrew Horswood. Within Falkenberg, don't worry about crashing or anything. There's always time to make a gap. Yeah, make back a gap indeed. Go Black Panthers. Gee, I can't even say that. Let's make up for the last time. Well, actually, Gustavo Neves, I think he's already made up for his last time. Alan Salvi probably is the person that you might be talking about, who's got that 15-second penalty. But he is pretty far away from Casper Baratella in terms of if he needs to serve that penalty now. Let's go P13. That is Dan Chase, who's chasing the back of Paciolo Di Mano. That is a pretty good name, not gonna lie. Andrew Horswood going defensive into the first corner as he also has to lap the SFTI car of Pietro Sadi. And Aaron Gogi now closer than ever, trying to get that overtake done yet again. These crackers are so good. I wish I could pass them to chat, because these are so amazing. I did not think I had such treasure hiding in my cupboard. They're like cinnamon flavored, but they're also crackers. I've not tasted such thing. I'm genuinely really surprised by how good these are. I thought I was going into this, gonna be eating them, suffering. I'm gonna have to go downstairs and make something, but no, these are the stuff. This is the stuff. I don't even think I'm gonna need to leave this room since I've got like a billion of them here. Huh? How many do I have? So I'm not even sure. I know that there's 470 grams of them, so half a kilo full of cinnamon crackers. Yeah, they're kind of like cookies, but more salty and cinnamony. Anyhow, Aaron Gogi finally starting to catch the back of Andrew Horswood yet again. Hopefully this time he'll be able to keep the position instead of giving it up like he did last time. You gotta tell us which aisle they're sold at so we can get a bag ourselves. I think this is actually in one of those like Lithuanian stores or Latvian stores or whatever, because a lot of it is written in Latvian and in Cyrillica, so maybe Bulgarian or Russian. So I think it might have just been like some corner shop, for all I know. So if you want to go to your local corner shop, Cream Canela, it is called. Very good stuff. Time to call Matas. Yeah, Matas can probably import you these. Aaron Gogi now. Finally, will be hoping to get the better run out of this corner, and I think he does. And also that Lamborghini having probably one of the worst top speeds in the game right now. At least compared to the 992, it is going to be very, very slow. Down the inside, Aaron Gogi goes now. And well, is it going to be a simple overtake? Will Andrew Horswood try and hang around the outside to go to the inside into the next corner? Nope. He will not do that at all. There we go. Finally, Aaron Gogi up into 9th place. And Andrew Horswood back down into 10th. Eric Gazelle just about getting passed by Ellen Salvi. He's now back down into 7th place. Ellen Salvi up into 6th place. And now he's finally fully clear of Casper Baratella in terms of his penalty. He's a whole 15.8, maybe 16 even seconds ahead of him. Now he just needs to build that gap in front of Eric Gazelle, and, well, he'll be absolutely good to go. It's now Phil Cryotheos coming into the pits, which is the 2nd hour of this race. Can you imagine? There's only been 2 hours in this race, and it feels like I've done a whole 4 hours. Hopefully, my good old buddy Ethan Reed can alive himself soon, get back from being American and sleeping or something. Marcin Domanski also in the pits for quite a long time now. And he's coming out as well in last place. Rodrigo Lara now getting closer to Mika Raja. And Gustavo Neves coming into the pits now. He'll be swapping to Palladini. As somebody said back in the chat, it's going to be Palladini showtime. So we'll see what he's got in his bag to show us. Well. Black Panthers have most likely lied to me. It is not Palladini showtime. It is Lucas Peck who's come out of the pits. I guess Palladini showtime just needs to charge up a bit more so he can show us what he's got. Otherwise we might not get the full spectrum. No, not the full showtime as they promise. Rodrigo Lara now getting closer to the back on Mika Raja. Remember when Mika Raja was running in 10th place? Now he's all the way back down in 16th. Lucas Peck as well. The other Black Panther car running in 10th place, getting closer to the back of Andrew Horswood. Unforgivable. They shall be executed at dawn. Wow. Ben Koo. Saying that they will be absolutely killed for their actions, it looks like. As Rodrigo Lara now has got a very hungry Mohamed Irfan and Lukjan Proknica, who, I hope I'm saying that name correct. Lukjan. I might ask him later so I can have it for the rest of the season. But looks like Lukjan is lapping nearly Mohamed Irfan, who is running 4th place. They are, as somebody said in the chat, disgustingly quick compared to everybody else. Probably feeling very lonely. As Pacholo Demano gets past Alexander Gray for 12th place, but it is not job a good one because Alexander Gray came right back at him, and up into 12th place he goes again. And that is Eric Gazelle back into the pits. Probably going to be switching to either Leon Stapelfeld or Lars Breitenstein. Also Ellen Salve coming into the pits as well. The other Black Panther car. Let's get right to it. Rodrigo Lara. Oh! That was the reverse of a commentator's curse. As soon as they went off, he went off. Rodrigo Lara trying to overtake Mika Raja at the same time as Lucas Peck is trying to overtake Aaron Goji and Eric Gazelle, who's going to be coming out of the pits for their team. It is going to be Lars Breitenstein, so it looks like Leon Stapelfeld might not be taking participation in these first couple of stints. And Pacello Di Mano is also into the pit, so it will be Vin Falkenberg who will be coming out and, well, hopefully represent the team well as Rodrigo Lara continues his chase to Mika Raja, as Kyle Hampshire as well trying to gain to the back of Gianni DeMarchi. Aaron Goji still fighting with Lucas Peck, as Lucas Peck got past him a couple of turns ago. And Rodrigo Lara just hanging on to the back, even with the dirty air, and it's not doing much to him, as he's just, I mean, he's so close. That is not the camera. There we go. This is the camera I was looking for. I mean, look at how close this man is. And you can just see how the car is bouncing over those curbs a bit. Not too much at all, actually. And he, having to avoid Mika Raja there, not to go into the back of him. Good stuff by the Black Panthers, hanging on to 15th place for now. And there we go, Rodrigo Lara now finally getting ahead of Mika Raja for 14th place. That is a very good job by the Black Panther team, moving themselves up that extra position. And remember, every position does count, because every position will be getting points. But it matters, obviously. Yeah. I don't know what I was going to say. It matters how high you end up, because you get more points. Pretty self-explanatory. Kyle Hampshire alongside Lars Breitenstein. Lars Breitenstein, last time out in his stint, he was absolutely flying, got their team up to 3rd place. Now sadly running into 11th place, but that is with a lot of people not pitting yet. Among those people is Luke Jan, Abe Santama, Kevin Young, Mohammed Irfan, Aaron Gozzi, Manuel Nobleher, Andrew Horsewood, Alexander Gray, Casper Baratello, who's now coming into the pits. And that is pretty much it. Well, that is pretty much the whole field in front of Lars Breitenstein, who hasn't come into the pits. First up being Casper Baratello, who they're going to pass now. And there we go, Lukjan coming into the pits now. His stint was pretty good indeed, maintaining that gap ahead of P2. And, well, extending that gap as well up to 80 seconds. And will Lukjan be switching to his other driver, or will they be doing a double stint? Kyle Hampshire just drifting through those corners, trying to gain more and more time, as he even bounces on the entry curve into the hairpin, just trying to sniff out any sort of position that he can get. And is Abe Santom actually that close? No, he's not. But he's actually closing that gap, more or less. No, I fear he's going to come into the pits soon. No, he won't. And yeah, I mean, it's about a 29-second gap, apparently, but yeah, it's most likely 29 seconds. I'm not sure where it's showing 24.4, but nevertheless, good stuff by both Abe and Pavel and Lukjan for setting their teams up for a pretty good race, as now Kyle Hampshire goes down the inside on Lars Breitenstein. Good overtake by him, but will Lars retake that position? Yes, he will, but no, Kyle Hampshire is not liking that one bit. Did try to go down the inside into the next corner, thought best of it. He definitely wants to keep this race going instead of ruining it for everybody. Go Lissandro Rodriguez, go Black Panthers. Oof, Black Panthers. They've got a massive following, it looks like. Ooh, as Kyle Hampshire getting a bit too close for for Lars's liking. You could probably go onto the front splitter, the front broken splitter. Look at that, Kyle Hampshire just having the better entry into the corner, but Lars able to pull away through mineshaft. Now Porsche still relatively quick in a straight line. Kyle Hampshire was looking down the inside into the next corner, but there we go. Finally, he's alongside him now, but not enough to make an impression on him through Cheetah. And look at Lars defending the inside line so much, not letting Kyle any room at all, absolutely pushing himself to the left. And it looks like it works a lot, because Kyle not able to get ahead, not even able to get closer to Lars through those corners. Kyle Hampshire continuing his run, continuing his chase on Lars, as he's now going to pull alongside him into the hairpin. Lars is going to have to defend this very well, and yes, he does. He even parks it on the exit. Kyle has nothing to reply to that. As now they're also getting blue flagged. That is Kevin Young that's behind them. He is trying to get away from Mohammed Irfan. There's only a 5-second gap between him and Mohammed. There he is, actually. The Team Techno car. Kyle, yet again. Now, Lars going straight to the right to try and get a better exit here. Kyle getting a much better exit than Lars, and still cannot do anything to get ahead of the Porsche 992. You know, these guys need to start getting a move on, because I really want to eat my biscuits. If I'm eating my biscuits while commentating, I don't think it'll sound too good on stream. So come on, Kyle Hampshire, get a move on here. Trackalicious is rooting for you. Nate is probably in the chat somewhere there as well. All the support that you need. It's right there as Aaron Goji comes into the pits as well. That is his stint timer gone. I think there's 3 minutes left on that stint timer approximately. So Abe Santima, Kevin Young, Mohammed Irfan, Lucas Peck will all be coming into the pits soon. Yeah. Well, looks like you guys need to try a bit harder here, because Lars is starting to pull away a bit. Let this man enjoy his crisps. And they're not really crisps, they're crackers. As now Mohammed Irfan comes into the pits as well, and both Lars and Kyle Hampshire get that one position from Aaron Goji. And Mika Raja. I used to say that name so good. Mika Rajasa. Raja. Screw me, bro. I can't say the name now. Raza. Oh, Raja. There we go. That's the name. Mika Raja coming into the pits as well. So is Pietro Sadi and Mohammed Irfan as well. I think most of the other drivers will be coming into the pits now as well. That will include Abe Santima, Kevin Young, and Lucas Peck. Wait, will it include Lucas Peck? I don't think it will. Lucas Peck is already coming into the pits. Indeed, Lucas Peck has already come into the pits, and he's running 4th, only 45 seconds behind Kevin Young. And there comes Abe Santima into the pits now. He's going to be behind Kevin Young after he comes out. I don't think he'll be behind Lucas Peck, but it might be a bit close for their likings. And there he is, Kevin Young also coming into the pits now as well. And we'll see where Lucas Peck is. He's just about... Oh yeah, no, he's not close enough at all. He's 40 seconds away from the main straight finish line. As Kyle Hampshire tries yet again. I think that's the 4th or 5th time that he's trying the overtake into turn 1, and sadly it's just not happening. And I mean, I'm not sure if this is a Kunos bug again, but they do have a lot of damage on their car, which might be hindering their progress through the field. And Abe Santima will now be giving the car up to Britt Batiste, I think. So good luck, Britt, if you are watching the stream. I hope you don't crash, and have fun. As Lucas Peck did get past both of them. I knew it. Lucas Peck. Absolutely. Wow. It is strategy 100 for the Black Panthers. as Lucas Peck is in second place, though he did come into the pits a bit earlier. So I'm not sure how that is going to work out in terms of their strategy. Abe Santum is in the pits for such a strange amount of time. And there he is now. I think he got dropped. And it will be Britt Batiste that it comes out in the pits. That was a very, very long pit stop. That was about 90 seconds that they lost. And they lost a whole 3 positions actually. Andrew Horswood coming into the pits as well. Oh, I think they lost the time because of the 15-second penalty that they also had to serve. So that is probably why they lost so much time compared to everybody else. Oh no! Gilles Alleman had a fatal error while driver swapping the Ferrari 296. Gilles Alleman, I'm not sure he's out the race, but he is trying to continue, it looks like, as Andrew Horswood gets another penalty for missing their, I think it's missing their stint timer. I'm going to go back to the Kyle Hampshire and Lars Breitenstein fight for P7 now. Yeah, it is a massive Kunos moment. Not sure what they're doing either, at all. You know, left, right, and center, you get these Kunos moments. Like the Ferrari 296, as you see in front of you. Being a super broken car. The 296 driver swap problem. Being a broken car. And Kyle Hampshire. And, you know, just a lot of things being broken. Like setups right now also are very broken as well. As you saw, Pavel Szarzabowski nearly got a 39 in this qualifying. Imagine what some of the top tier drivers like, I don't know, Darren McCormack or others can get in the Ferrari 296 on this track and on other tracks. Because I know that they've done, I think, a 15.5 or a 15.2 on Spa already in the 296, which is absolutely crazy. Let's go, RL. That was one sweaty stint, they say. Wow. Feeling crying to see us. Up in 12th place right now. Good stuff by him indeed. I think Adriano Coutinho is the other ORL driver, if I'm not wrong. No, I am wrong. I am super wrong. It is Felipe Silveira who's back in the car. And yeah, it's actually starting to calm down a bit, so finally I can eat my biscuits. And well, I've had a good 2 or 3 biscuits. We could go back to mate Ola. He's trying to get past Maximilian Reishi for 9th place. Kyle Hampshire was also still battling Alexander Gray for 7th place, because Lars Breitenstein did go ahead of him after those pit stops. And that is the penalty for number 22. Stop and go is cleared, and I think that is the Taylor Williams. I think that is the Andrew Shaw car that was running once in 2nd, then it was in 4th, then it was in 10th, and now they're back down in 19th. You know what? I'm gonna go grab some biscuits too. Exactly, we can have a whole biscuit party over here. And everybody who is watching the race, everybody who's participating in the race, go get your nearest biscuits. And let's, I don't know, eat them. It's such a weird thing to say. Kyle Hampshire getting closer to the back of Alexander Gray. But is he going to be close enough to get ahead of him in the next couple of turns, in the next couple of laps? And, ooh, Alexander Gray going very, very wide out of that corner, giving Kyle Hampshire all the time he needs in order to catch up to the back of the Porsche 992. And big kudos to Trackalicious for not repairing their car, as Kyle Hampshire goes side by side with Alexander Gray into the sunset corner. And is he going to be able to make this one stick? Well, I think, since he's got the inside line, he's going to be absolutely able to make that one stick. Kyle Hampshire up into P7 once again. And it's a good job by the Trackalicious team. And obviously by Kyle, who's driving the car. Maximilian Reishi trying to get past mate Ola yet again. Mate Ola got past him a couple of laps back, I think, when Alexander Gray and Kyle Hampshire were still fighting. But Lissandro Rodriguez is catching closely behind as well, the other Black Panther car. And has been let out into the wild. And Maximilian Reishi, there he is now, only 4 tenths away from the other Porsche 992, and one might think that they are actually part of the same team, but I assure you they are not. Even though they look pretty identical, like very identical. Both have the green, both have the grey and the black. Both are driving the Porsches 992. I mean, if I first saw this race, I definitely think they're teammates. But enough of that. Can he catch the back of mate Ola? He's been gaining on him quite a substantial amount, about 2/10 per lap. His last lap was 42.9. Mate Ola 43.1. Alessandro Rodriguez, you know, kind of stuck behind him with a 143.6 that last lap, losing 2/10 to Maximilian Reishi. And this is going to get very close. It is similar machinery, probably different setups, different drivers. Can Maximilian Reishi get ahead for 9th place here? I'm not sure he'll be able to do it into Sunset, but can he get a better exit and go down the inside? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I mean, the Porsche is a very nice car to drive, by the way. If and when the Ferrari 296 does get nerfed and fully, you know, no more exploits, no more nothing. This car, the Porsche 992, will definitely be one of the better cars, especially if they fix the BOP fully and they fix the top speed back up. So yeah, that Porsche, definitely a great car to drive. If you haven't driven it already, or if you don't have the DLC, do get it. Do absolutely get it. Because also you'll get a Valencia track. Valencia is also a very, very cool track to drive. It is pretty medium speed, medium to high speed. It's got a lot of parts that resemble Misano. You know, there's like very high curbs and everything. Porsche with a decent top speed. Well, you see, before the 1.9.1 update, the Porsche actually had a decent top speed. It finally was not lacking that weakness. But for some reason, they decided, nope, reducing top speed on all tracks for the Porsche 992. And we're going to use the BOP of the Monza race for the Ferrari 296, which the Ferrari 296 was not great on Monza. So they buffed it a lot, like a lot. So, yeah, that is pretty much a massive Kunos moment, as one might say. By the way, what is Rio Manuel doing? He's standing on the side of the track. That is Mohamed Irfan's teammate, and here comes Britt Batista as well. He's running in 5th place as he just got handed over his car. His last pit stop, remember, was 90.1 seconds. 91.9 seconds. So he has lost about 3 positions to Lucas Peck, Oliver Butsky, and Rio Emanuel. We'll see how he does. Felipe Silveira is in a bit of a battle with Vin Falkenberg and getting ahead of him quite easily there for 15th place. And Yaroslav Roth also coming into the pits, driving for N-Eurotic. Back to this little train with Alessandro Rodriguez at the back, fighting with Maximilian Reishi and mate Ola. Britt Batista getting closer to the back of Rio Emmanuel. We'll keep an eye on that battle soon. Wait, what? We'll keep an eye on that battle. That's all I wanted to say. Not soon. I'm gonna keep an eye on that battle right now. But also on this one. Yeah. Commentating a full 8-hour race. I'm genuinely going insane. Nevertheless, Alessandro Rodriguez 4/10ths away from Maximilian Ricci for 10th place. Can he get this overtake done sooner rather than later? As Britt Batista is also getting super close to the back of Rio Emmanuel. Maybe we can have a look at this battle too. You just realized you're going insane now. Yeah, I feel like I was going insane about 30 minutes ago when I started talking about my cinnamon crackers. Alright, Britt Batista, what do you have in store for us today? 3/10ths the gap between him and Rio Emmanuel. Ooh, that is a bit of a big moment for him. Rio Emmanuel also going very deep out of that corner. Now, through Cheetah, both of them not really attacking it too much, not getting close to the curb at all. And you can hear the tires screeching. Britt Batista just trying to find that sweet gap, try and get past that sweet time on the track. Where is he gonna strike, do you guys think? Britt Batista, we haven't seen him on track at all in this stream. It's only been Abe Santamon for 30 minutes of qualifying, and then it was Abe for 2 hours of the race, the start of the race. So Britt Batista, haven't seen him at all. Uh, 77 got a pedal problem. Not fully 100% on the straight. Oh. Well, that's not good to hear. Rio Emmanuel is the driver, who's number 77. Ahead of Britt Batista for now, but it's not going fully full throttle, so... And who is that? That is Jeffrey Banker, who just went off through Cheetah. And car number 1 is getting a 5-second penalty. That is Alessandro Rodriguez, who's currently fighting Maximilian Ricci, and I don't think he would like that one bit when he receives a notification. But I'm sure he'll be able to get the 5-second gap that he needs quickly. But you know what? Rio Emmanuel, the number 77 car, is doing very well, considering the fact that he doesn't have 100% throttle down the straight, which is a massive disadvantage. I'm not sure how big of a problem it is, if it's just going like 96% or if it's going like 80%, but yeah, Rio Emmanuel doing pretty well through the corners and everything else in order to stay ahead of Britt Batista for the time being. Maximilian Ricci still battling with mate Ola. And behind them, Alessandro Rodriguez. All of them fighting for 9th place. 2/10 the gap as they're going to be heading into Sunset. He's going to be heading on the inside alongside mate Ola, and Maximilian Reishi will be still trying to go on the inside, which will convert into the outside. No, he will go for the inside here as well and absolutely do nothing. And Lissandro Rodriguez now sending a surprise attack on Maximilian Reishi. Up into 10th place. Well done, Lissandro Rodriguez. And now he's got mate Ola in front of him, but obviously he still has to defend from the feisty Maximilian Reishi, who's been fighting for that 9th place this whole time. And now Lissandro Rodriguez comes in, steals his place, and might even get ahead of mate Ola before Maximilian Reishi can get in front of him. Looks like Lissandro is not catching quick enough. No, wait, he is catching quick enough. Look at that speed on the Ferrari 296. Nearly having enough top speed in order to get ahead of mate Ola just on that straight. Did not want to put either of them in danger, so did not go for that dive. But Maximilian Reishi, he's been having problems right now. Not being able to get past mate Ola. Getting passed by Lissandro Rodriguez. And still running in 11th place. And look at that. Maximilian Reishi round the outside of Lissandro Rodriguez, though I don't think Lissandro Rodriguez likes that one bit. He's not going to let him by that quickly and retakes that position, but look at that. Still hanging on, 2/10 the gap. And he might be going for the inside here. No, he won't. As Britt Batista is now getting super close to the back of Rio Emmanuel as well, as Rio's troubles carry on with his pedal not going down to the floor, and Rio Emmanuel has spun. And this will be good news for Kyle Hampshire, who will take that position quickly away from him. Alexander Gray is a bit too far back to benefit from this. But looks like both Kyle and Lars able to get past Rio Emmanuel after that spin, and I don't even think that was contact between Britt and Rio, because there would have been that little thing that came up on the screen that said like contact. Oh my god. I'm not. I'm just replying to Ben. Yeah. Obviously, you have had contact with him, but I'd say that's partially netcode. Partially, I'm not sure how he ended up there in the first place, in the sort of place where you're nearly colliding with other people. Not sure at all. Alessandro Rodriguez nearly getting passed by Maximilian Raishi, as he had to let a lot of cars through as well. It's brought the pack together yet again. P2, 101 seconds to leader. Yeah, he's almost lapped indeed. He is almost lapped, as my nice little co-commentator has finally joined me, Ethan Reed.
Hello. Thank you for having me here. I'm pretty excited. I watched a few parts of the race, and from what I've seen, it's been pretty dirty, honestly. At least the first few laps of the race from what I saw. I saw a few collisions. Definitely turn one. Did not look the cleanest. Other than that, some of the battles I've seen, Abe Santama getting his hands dirty, a few spins with a few people. And then we also had, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Peck who had a few collisions in that Ferrari with the Lamborghini.
Yeah, with Ricky Polomeni, that was a very intense battle indeed. Both of them collided, I think, at least twice, maybe 3 times, as Alessandro Rodriguez finally gets past Mate Ola, and that might get Maximilian Raishi in this battle as well for, what was that, P9, P10? Yeah, it's pretty close battle.
Some intense racing. That's pretty clean, too. Not many collisions there, going door to door. That's what I like to see.
Exactly, this is what GT racing is all about. Getting, very close to each other, maybe even rubbing doors, maybe banging doors, but never spinning each other out, or at least, doing what some of the drivers did towards the start of this race. Is Maximilian Raishi, going off. And that is his battle over, I think, with Mate Ola for the next couple of laps.
And I think with them being this close, the main straightaway is going to be a big deal, getting a good exit and trying to get that overtake. You're always looking for those positions, especially in such a long race. You want to always have the advantage. Definitely looks like Max Ola has been in some damage, though, because his car is not looking the bestest. So I will say straight line speed, especially in that Porsche, is going to be hurting.
Yeah, absolutely, as now he's getting lapped, I think. Oh! Ooh! Jesus.
And I think that was a lapped car coming into contact.
Oh, I thought there was somebody lapping him.
No, I think... No, it's a lapped car that just made that overtake, so that would be Lentivar in that Ferrari of the 89. That was a lapped car overtaking him and also getting a little bit touchy, Yeah,
absolutely. Making him bounce.
Matt Ola out of the contention for that 9th position from Rodriguez.
Yeah, not good stuff. But by the way, there is a battle for last place pretty much here. It is Michael Malajek and Gilles Alleman. Gilles Alleman did have that fatal error in the 296 when you have to driver swap, thanks to Kunos. But I think he's driving away from Michael Malajek here. Gilles Alleman, remember, he started in around P3, P4, P2 maybe. So it is, it's unfortunate to see him so low down. He's a whole lap behind Jeffrey Backer, I think. And overall, not doing too well.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see. Starting in 2nd or 3rd, where you said he started, going down all the way to 22nd is definitely not where you want to be. And you're looking to get some of those positions back. And being in a battle with someone, it's always harder to put in those consistent lap times and quick lap times that you want to be able to catch up to the rest of the pack.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. I think somebody in the chat, there was Felipe Silveira is a very quick driver, I'd say, at least over 1 lap, and he's had some pretty good pace as well in this race. And somebody said that he should be pro driver, but they I guess, like, I don't know what it's called. They just resaid to them, no, it's not just about his qualifying pace, but it's also how you have to be around other drivers, which Felipe Silveira showed. Yeah, with his stop and go 30 for the first lap collision, and also the ton of other collisions that he had with, I think, Gilles Alleman included in there. Yeah, it's definitely showing that he kind of has to be in the academy team until he learns to drive around other drivers. But, you know, there is always a learning curve. There is always a learning curve in this sort of game.
Over an 8-hour race, you can't just be saying you're doing 139s on Kyalami and then go around banging into people, getting extra 2 minutes of damage, having to come in for pit stops to repair that sort of stuff. It's just not viable for an 8-hour race.
No, absolutely not, and especially when you're getting these massive penalties, like a stop and go 30. Yeah, it's definitely not going to help you or your team.
This is definitely a close battle between Ola and Reichel here, as he's, it almost looked like he was going to send it, but he is getting right on his bumper. Oh, and he goes a little bit wide. That's definitely compromising his speed here, going into this tight right-hander.
Maximilian Reichel, though, he has been pretty feisty. He was up there fighting with mate Ola. Is it mate or is it Max? What the hell? Yeah, it is mate. Yeah, mate Ola.
Mate.
He was fighting with him up in P9 up until Lissandro Rodriguez decided to come around and take those positions away from them. But look at them now scrapping away for 10th place. He's going to have to hang back in his slipstream now, and he might pull ahead of him whenever he feels it is necessary now. Up on the inside into the first corner. And Matti Ali has nothing to do against that overtake. Maybe he can try and regain that position, but I really doubt it, as I think, who's that? Gilles Alleman trying to, yeah, he's trying to unlap himself.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting pretty itchy to get himself out from that lapped position, wanting to get back into the actual fight with more people than just Malajek behind.
Indeed, as Gilles Alleman doing 43.5s, Jeffrey Banker doing 46s, that is his nearest car to him, but they are about a lap ahead. So not only does he need to unlap himself from everybody here in this little gaggle, he also needs to catch Jeffrey Banker, unlap himself from them, and then unlap himself again, and then actually go into the battle, which is not ideal for him at all. But hopefully in the next race at Monza, he can redeem himself and get up there into the top positions. Cecilio Milea are also fighting Taylor Williams. That is the two lonely Lamborghinis in this race. Taylor Williams, his teammate Andrew Horseshoe. No. Horse something. Hold on. Horse. I'm losing my mind. Horsewood.
Lamborghini?
No, not Horseshoe. Horsewood.
Horsewood.
He was all the way up in actually P4, I think, at one point. His teammate as well, avoiding that turn 1 collision. But now all the way back down into 19th and into 18th place. Vin Falkenberg getting passed by Chico Lindvar for 17th place, or for 16th place.
And Lamborghinis are definitely going at it. We have Williams just ahead, and Malia is right behind. It's looking like he's definitely trying to catch up, although I'm sure he's not trying to push those tires too hard. As we have seen with this new update, the tires have a big fall off, and your braking points, they go from being at 100, ooh, and that little mistake just gets Malia right behind. But as I was saying with the tires, they have a big fall off, and you go from braking at 100 meter boards to braking at 125 meters, and that can have a big effect on your lap times.
Exactly, so some of the drivers will be hoping to preserve their tires and conserve their tires as well, as they try to reach that 1 hour and 10 stint timer. Actually, a lot of people, well, 2 people, I think, 3 people, I have been extending that stint timer, though that was met with a harsh stop-and-go 30-second penalty by the game. So, yeah, definitely some people able to extend it, but yeah, probably not going too quick in terms of tires. Here's Lars Breitenstein, also VGTR Esport driver, battling with Britt Batiste, the leading pro driver. And Lars Breitenstein is about to go for a nice little overtake into the hairpin. Jobs a good one. And now he can try and hunt down Oliver Butski, the other Ferrari. Look at this Porsche. Absolutely hammering it down. Representing the manufacturer very, very well. Up in 4th place.
And that was a nice move. Very clean. And it looks like he's already getting away from Britt Batiste. Although knowing Britt, you know, he's always going to be trying to push back and find that time. And even if he's not able to find it right now, he always has an amazing teammate that can come in later and push back to the front for him.
Exactly, and that amazing teammate, Abe Santama, is currently leading the championship in the sprint series as well. If you want to watch that, it is every Saturday. Next week will be the finale at Silverstone, which Ethan Reed himself will actually be participating in.
But it's nothing like this, I'll tell you that much. These drivers have to have a lot of mental fortitude to be racing for this long. A lot of them doing 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours today. And that does take a lot of skill. A lot of, what do you get, stamina. Your arms get tired. I notice even after an hour, you know, your arms start to hurt, your legs will start to hurt. You know, you're constantly doing these turns, hard braking points over and over. And that can definitely come into effect with your lap times towards the end of these sort of races.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're using something like a DD wheel. Oh, that is not nice on you at all. Especially if you have like a normal race where no snaps or anything, fine. It probably won't affect your stamina too much. But if you have too many snap oversteer moments or drifting or somebody drives into the back of you, then yeah, you'll probably get hurt.
Exactly, and you've seen just recently there was a race on Spa. Driver dislocated his thumb, I believe, from his DD wheel snapping on him, and that can always come into play. There can always be random snaps that get you injured or something like that that can put you out of the race, and you have to leave it to your other teammates.
Yeah, and sometimes your other teammate might not be there at all.
Move around the outside.
Yeah, Maximilian Reiche.
The inside line. Oh, and he just backs out of it. Not enough of a gap. Not close enough.
Behind them, they've also got a hungry Gilles Alleman, again trying to unlap himself. But they're just not letting him go at all, because, I mean, why should they? It's not really in the rules.
It's definitely not in the rules, and they definitely are trying to fight for this position, although he gets past now. And, I mean, all that Reichel can hope for here is that Alleman is able to get past Rodriguez quick, so that way he can start fighting Rodriguez again. Because having Alleman in between is definitely going to put a stop to the battle that they've been having.
Yeah, indeed, and it will also put Reichel in the dirty air of another car, which I've noticed in this update. The dirty air has been it's been greater. I feel it affects you more because whenever I'm following another car in the dirty air, oh, not good, especially in Monza. Yeah. You go through a Ascari chicane behind somebody, no, you can't make it.
Steering right off.
Yeah.
I feel like that effect has the greatest potential of happening through the S's on this track, because you're trying to make those corners as quick as you can, as tightly as you can. And if you just get a little bit of dirty air, you might understeer off, and it's not easy to recover from there.
No, there's a lot of gravel on this track, a lot of gravel. Even in some of the more.
Man is going to make his move here.
Yeah, he will be. Down the inside, not really a move for him. Yeah, and Reichel, he's benefiting a lot from this, as I think Lissandro Rodriguez had to slow down quite a bit in order to let Alleman through
might go properly. Inside here. He's got the inside line. Oh.
Just a bit too much.
Back out of it, going over that curb. It might be a move coming into the hairpin. And the thing is, the whole time while they're battling here, they have Ola behind, who's going to be able to catch up while they battle, being able to put in consistent lap times while he's not fighting anyone, trying to catch up to this 9th and 8th spot.
Exactly, yeah. And even though Mate probably does have a bit of damage, he'll be benefiting from this battle quite a lot. And I think we're reaching our kind of pit window, more or less, when the stint timers start to run out. As Kyle Hampshire's come into the pits, Jeffrey Backer in the pits as well. We'll see. We'll see how the order switches around again. Vin Falkenberg saying that was a whole lot of fun, very consistent but a bit slow. The 296 eats through tires like crazy. Yeah. We saw that yesterday as well on Paul Ricard. Those 296s flew away at the start. Absolutely not to be found, but towards the 40-minute mark, I think 35-minute mark, tires turned to bricks, and they could not do much anymore.
They definitely took a drop in pace significantly towards the end of the race, and there's an interesting battle going on for 11th and 12th between two Ferraris, just around 3/10 off of each other. And it's definitely an interesting one to watch as they're fighting for this position. And it's one of the Black Panther team cars fighting
Odyssey Racing League car,
615. Yeah. And it's a nice little train they have going.
It is indeed. The Black Panther car getting super close. Equal machinery, by the way. Both in the 296s. And Taylor Williams and Cecilio Millet still fighting for 17th place as well, right behind them. So it is a battle for the best Ferrari. There's a battle for the best Lamborghini. And there's also Reichel and Lissandro.
And it's definitely an interesting concept as he gets a little deep into that corner and he loses it. And that's just going to give the position to Williams there. What I was going to say is it's definitely an interesting concept having two different cars on different laps fighting for position right in front of and behind each other. Because you have the two cars in front who don't want to lose position to the cars behind, and the cars behind that are trying to get those two cars in front between them so that way they don't have to worry about battling.
That is pretty complicated, but yeah, no, I get exactly.
Yeah.
Get exactly what you mean. As Andreas Borchers now gets ahead of mate Ola as well. Borchers is Kyle Hampshire's teammate who just recently came into the pits, so explains why they have such good pace and why they are overtaken quite quickly there. And these guys still in a little bit of a battle, and you know what? I'll hand it over to you as well, since I need to go for a little bit.
All right, absolutely. And so we're still looking at the battle between the Ferraris here, and it's definitely interesting as the Lamborghini seems to want to get past him and actually unlap himself and become part of the battle for the actual overall points. He doesn't want to sit behind this 11th and 12th car. He wants to get past and start fighting, possibly 16th, the person 16th, 15th, all that kind of stuff. And as we have Ben Koo and Vin Falkenberg in the chat talking about their stints and talking about how fun it was. I'm glad to hear that people are actually having fun during this. Definitely I can imagine the strain it has on you to be going for this long. I've personally not done any stints this long, but it definitely would, I imagine, get tiring to me. And we still have what seems to be a battle building up. Although I will say the Black Panther car has gotten quite out of range between the cars in front of him. And a lot of people actually have come into the pit, so mate Ola is in the pits now. He'll be taking his pit stop and probably a driver change. And I'm just looking for any cars that seem to be close here. And it seems like a lot of people definitely are two people in their pits. Yeah. And so it's actually Rodriguez and Ola that are in the pits, the two that were fighting.
Oh.
And so they're both taking their pit stop at the same time.
Well, we'll see who comes out first.
Ooh. And car number 712 gets a penalty, a 15-second penalty for causing a collision. And that's definitely going to have an effect on what you want to do with your strategy. Do you want to try and clear that 15-second penalty now and try to gain back the time, or do you want to wait longer and clear it later? It's definitely a tough decision, especially if you just made a pit stop, because now you have that constant reminder of a 15-second penalty, and it doesn't feel good to drive with that penalty on you.
Yeah, I mean, a 15-second penalty probably can be served while in the pit stop, I think, right? So
yeah,
I don't think it's that bad. I think Abe had to do the same thing. It did leave them in P5 right now with a 90-second pit stop, but yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal.
And he's definitely going to be chasing down this number 126 car of Silviera, just ahead of him, 4 seconds gap. But it doesn't look like he's gaining too much on him. Indeed, it looks like he's losing time. But I'm sure he'll hope to catch in the next few laps if he hasn't made his pit stop already.
Interesting name, by the way, McKay. It's eerily close to Maciej Malinowski, who is also known as Tortellini in the pro world. Who's probably one of the top 10 drivers in the world. I don't know. Yeah, it's I guess name alike. He's running in 13th place right now.
And I will say, Allenman, who was trying to get past those cars that were laps ahead of him earlier, has actually started catching up to the person in front of him directly. So he's in 21st currently. He is catching up to the guy in 20th.
Indeed,
maybe looking
yeah,
to get him in the next few laps. And it does look like he's catching him at a consistent pace, so dropping maybe a few tenths every lap.
Yeah, so Gilles is doing 44.7 at last lap. Jeffrey Backer, 46.0, so 1.3 seconds approximately there per lap that he is gaining. Back to the fight, though, of Andreas Borchers and Maximilian Reichel. There they are. They are nearly touching doors, coming into Cheetah now. I think these two actually were fighting through Cheetah earlier, and they were pretty they respected each other's room or each other's space pretty well, so I have faith in these guys. They will continue on nice and safe.
And if you just look at those lap times, there's a little over a second difference between the lap times, so I think that BMW has a good chance. And even going down the inside here, it looks like he will come out ahead cleanly.
There we
Porsche
go.
doesn't seem to be fighting it back too much.
I think the Porsche still needs to go into the pits, hence why he's not probably fighting that position too much. The person he does need to worry for is Adriano Coutinho and Camille Taha. Both of them haven't come into the pits yet. That is probably his closest rivals on the track right now. Rio Emanuel, also one of the closest rivals on the track. He's had a pretty late spin in the race, and also has a pedal issue apparently that is not letting him go 100% of the way.
Second place is coming in to take his pit stop right now.
And so is Oliver Butsky as well, who's got a ton of damage on his car, so probably will be in the pits for quite a long time.
Do we have any idea how long Camille has been out? Because I'm sure if it's getting to that time where pit stops might happen, Camille might be coming in soon and might be either losing that position to Silveria or trying to get those tires back and get back to where he was.
I think he's about a pit as well. Maybe like 5 minutes or 3 minutes, maybe even this lap to go. Because I think him and his team have been going straight to the pit limiter, not the pit limiter, to the stint timer of the 1 hour 10. So, Camille Taha nearly going super wide.
To death curb too much. And he isn't going into the pits this lap. He's going to take another one at least.
At least, yeah.
So it looks like Alan Min also came into the pits. Getting his pit stop done after getting those cars that were a lap ahead out the way and nearly catching up to 20th position.
Daniel Nemes also getting closer to Cecile Malaya. Daniel Nemes, I think that is the teammate of Maximilian. No, of Matteola. Okay, so that is Matteola for Powell Sim Racing Group. Powell Street guys. Okay, I got it very wrong.
It's just, I think Williams here, knowing that Nemes and Malia might be close getting into a battle, will definitely be either saving his tires to wait for them to actually get into a battle to start pushing to catch up, or he could be even pushing now, trying to catch up, and once they have the battle, he'll be able to get past. But he is 9 seconds behind, so who knows what can happen at that point.
And the track just going a bit quiet. Not really much happening at all. I think
right now it seems like people are definitely spreading out a little bit, and if not, people are starting to come into the pits right now. It's definitely getting the field a little bit wide.
Yeah, I think about the halfway mark it's going to be yeah, pretty boring.
Yeah, it will definitely get that way. Hopefully the field can close up towards the end. I do like to see that the top three aren't all Ferraris. We have Eric Gassel, Brittenstein, and Stapfeld up there in the Porsche, which is always lovely to see.
Exactly. And Britt Batiste now coming into the pits. And will he be swapping to Abe Santama? Well, we'll find out.
I think this pit stop's just going to give the position to Borchers and Reichel behind in 6th and 7th. Although it looks like it's already done and Abe is in the car.
There we go.
He'll definitely be looking to catch up to Borchers and Reichel after he gets out. Although I think it's going to be close between him and Reichel here.
Indeed it is. There they are. Abe Santama just crossing the pit. Now, Maximilian Reichel just missing out on the possible overtake here. No, he might actually still get it. Why? Amazing camera work by ACC, but Abe Santama able to keep ahead.
It looks like he's got the speed down the straight here. The exit speed. He's going to go down the inside on this long right-hand corner.
Yeah, into sunset. He might be able to gain that position there. Abe, oh, getting his door shut. Yeah.
And that's a good move right there. He realized Abe was just enough behind him to kind of close that gap and make sure Abe doesn't have any thoughts about even trying to go down the inside there.
Exactly. With the amount of penalties that he's received, I'm not sure he wants to be getting any more. But he is going to go.
He's definitely looking here.
And there we go. That is the overtake that he needed, though I think that now he's wasted a ton of time. And he's trying to catch Andreas Borchers. But Maximilian Reichel is just not giving up that easily. Lars Breitenstein in the pits now as well. And Maximilian is not giving this position up too quickly at all. Does he need to come into the pits? Yes, he does. Is he still going to fight for this position? Absolutely. Go on, Maximilian Reichel. Show him how it's done.
That's what we love to see. I don't care where you are at your pit stop right now. I want to see the positions being taken. You know, it's always good to put up a fight, even if you're about to go in the pits. That's demoralizing to the other driver to get taken by a guy whose tires are almost an hour old by now, you know?
Exactly.
They can definitely get into the heads of the other drivers if you're able to make those insane overtakes going through corners like that with an hour-old pair of tires. But it is all the while letting poor chairs get further ahead.
Yeah.
And not only letting D-Jod get closer. Because he's definitely looking to gain some positions here in the future, I imagine.
DT well as Pavel now comes into the pits. He's a whole lap ahead of Gustavo Neves, so they'll be pretty much chilling towards the end of this race. I don't think they need to stress at all.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely seem to have a strong lineup there, being able to keep the lead, I believe, since the beginning of this race.
Yeah, I mean, they've been leading in practice, they've been leading in qualifying, they've been leading in the race this whole entire time. I mean, they're going to get a perfect race over here. Completely deserved. Though it might be a bit boring for them. Might be a bit boring for us.
At that point, it becomes just hot lapping over and over.
Yeah.
But a win's a win, and that's all they're looking to get.
Exactly. And let's just add another logo to the stream. The Formula Setups, our brand new sponsor. Oh my god, that is so massive. Holy moly. That is not how big I'm supposed to make it.
Oh. Yeah, I just saw the Formula logo pop up, and it's quite large.
There we go. Something like that. Maybe I'll try and center it. There we go. That looks more or less good as Lars Breitenstein gets past Rio Emanuel. The Rio Emanuel running on all tires, and you would have got partway. Oh, please, my computer.
I will say it is pretty nice, even though first is way out ahead. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
Phew! My computer nearly crashed.
All seem to be close together, especially 7th and 8th here. Rachel and Jod seem to be going at it now. After Rachel had gotten overtaken by Santama, he's fallen back.
Jesus Christ, my computer nearly died, bro. Oh.
The Formula setups are just too good.
They're too good.
Peter couldn't handle.
Absolutely. Oh. Exactly, we are back. Dude, I'm sweating now after that. If into a 4-hour broadcast, just halfway, and gets chopped up, that's not great.
Yeah. Don't think Mr. Ben Koo would have been too happy about that. He seems to be very paying a lot of attention, and I don't think he would have enjoyed his stream being ended too early.
Exactly.
As Jod makes a move